Oh, okay. That might work.
That's at least and I'm just gonna be choosing the maps as they go.
Okay.
Cheesy nachos. Ages zero. You are watching FSL. Angry Space Hares. Hold the boys.
Alright, we're live with Hyper Turtle.
Welcome to FSL. I am Hyper Turtle, commissioner of this little league here. A lot of schedule stuff coming up, so we are going to be improvising a little bit today. We're going to be doing a bunch of replays of the Angry Space Hares versus the Cheesy Nachos. And then also, we're going to be doing some live games between said Angry Space Hares and Rage's Raiders. So, let me just double check. Yeah, we're going to be starting with some replays here, but in the meantime here, here, Nucleo, you wanted to join us for a little bit, right?
Yeah, let's do some replay casting.
Okay, is he on? Yeah, let's make sure you're on camera and in game.
Are we doing NA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for the replays anyway.
I think Von Lipwig would like to join the chit chat too. If we want to add him.
Okay, sure. All right, Von Lipwig, if you get on camera, you can co-cast as well. We're gonna be starting with some replays until Totomic's all ready.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Good. It's a good day for last FSL weekend, or at least this is our last weekend where Rage's Raiders is playing.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be getting to playoffs pretty soon, and that's why we're kind of just taking care of a couple of the ones that haven't been done yet. My team still has to also do one with Angry Space Hares that we're going to be scheduling very soon. It's been a fun little week. There have been a lot of new maps that have come out. They completely replaced the 1v1 stuff, as well as a good number of the team maps as well. So I've been playing around with those. We'll also double checking about some of the maps that have disappeared, due to like mass bot reporting weirdness. And then, yeah, also ordered some nice retro Brood War streetwear t-shirts. Yeah, StarCraft moving ahead as always.
For these matches today, are they going to be played on the new map set or the old map set?
No, we're doing the existing maps, especially the series against Cheesy Nachos, because a bunch of the replays are going to be on the old maps. So yeah, we're just going to play it simple, and then I'd say probably move to the new map pool once we get into the playoffs.
Yeah, that makes sense, because all the players have been practicing on the old map pool.
Exactly, and not everyone has enough time for ladder. Not to the same extent, anyway. So we're going to be starting with the Angry Space Hares versus Cheesy Nachos team match. I believe that is War Bunnies and Sopley versus Instability and Nachos. So we're going to get right into that. And let me make sure, do we have everyone yet? I think we're missing one. Let's see, Nucleo.
I think we're missing one.
Invite Von Lipvig to party. There we go. Okay. Moving ahead with 2v2. KJ, go ahead and join in as well, yeah.
So I'm actually kind of excited about this one because I haven't seen a ton from Sopuli except the ZVZs and I think one ZVP and one ZVT off race. So kind of curious how this player plays in other settings.
Well, he's a Cyril fan, so we know that much. Alright, in the lower right, we have our yellow Protoss, yes. And his teammate, the Zerg, in the red.
War Bunnies.
And together they represent the team of
Sapoli. Evolution complete.
Alright. Which of you wants to take the other team?
Space Hares.
I'll give it a shot. In the top left, we have the Blue Zerg? Or is that just my alliance colors?
It's blue.
Blue Zerg. Representing Cheesy Nachos. It is.
And here's the tricky part, because there's also light blue.
And right to the right of them, we have the light blue Protoss. Her name is
Instability.
And together they represent
Cheesy Nachos.
Hell yeah.
Alright, fun stuff. See a lot of middle of the map pinging, probably planning something out. So far, just kind of open as usual.
Yeah, I'm very curious what they're alluding to with those pings. They kind of look like they're just the Overlord rulers, but
yeah, it's tricky because we don't see those in the live games, just these replays. But yeah, they're all taking their usual expansions right now, so I don't see anything sneaky going on. It's possible, might just be having a little conversation about that area with the sight blocker and the high ground, which is a common ambush spot.
yeah,
It's interesting that the bottom right chose not to wall off at all.
Yeah, that is true. Sort of slightly walling off the main, almost like more of an anti-Reaper opening.
Yeah, the choice not to wall off, I think, can be... It's kind of a double-edged sword when you have a Zerg player on your team. Because on the one hand, Zerg, to effectively defend, they want all the surface area they can get, but your teammate also wants to reduce that surface area, and they bet that they actually get a ton of lings in.
Yeah, it's also tricky when the naturals have multiple entrances, and there we go. We have Sopley taking the gold base, so that is their big... That's their big tilt. War Bunny is also going to Stargate Tech, which is not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, the longer that Sopley gets the mine from this gold base, the more beneficial it's going to be for Angry Space Hares. Let's see if it
And
pans out
remember,
for them.
you can lend your partner minerals too. Oh,
That
instability,
gold
Dark
base was
Templar
spotted
Tech.
right away as it was put down, though. Means I'm not sure how long they're going to get to use it.
It's a very interesting place to hide a Dark Templar shrine almost on the side of your teammate. It's not where I'd expect to scout something like that.
Well, good. I think that's the idea. It's like, no one would ever expect this shrine to be right there, surrounded by creep, right?
Basically on the creep.
Yep. And that's the beautiful thing about 2v2, the constant monitoring of, did my teammate actually put creep where I need to build my next expansion? Oh. So far they've pretty much been leaving each other alone, too. War Bunny's getting a Void Ray out.
Yeah, for the most part, just very standard economic play. Nachos is taking his third, a little behind Socules. But here comes the scout with a bunch of links.
Scouts. And they do see the Dark Templar Shrine, as long as they register that.
Alright, so what's going to be the response here from Sopu? He already has his Spore Crawlers in a couple of his bases, but not his third. One thing about this third being kind of out there, it is a little bit more vulnerable to attacks.
Yeah. He does not have a lair yet, and War Bunny is... War Bunny also does not have a robotics facility. He does have some cannons. He was kind of opening fairly defensively. And yeah, here he is adding a few more. So yeah, not a lot of mobile detection, but detection nonetheless. And here we go. Like you said, wasting no time going after that gold base.
Yeah, that gold base is probably going to be a goner.
Yeah, Oracle's going to take some Zerglings with it, but hey.
With the DT there too, yeah.
Oh, the DT was able to kill a Broodling, and that was it. Late to the party.
Well, we got another DT in the natural swiping away directly at the drones. 3 workers going down so far.
Yeah. Yeah, fully
and more
detected.
DTs in the main.
And the Oracle having used all its energy on the laser.
Yeah, that's true.
Limited detection.
Yep. That Spore Crawler going down, and oh boy. Going after that still... Okay, there we go. There's the detection.
A lot of lings pouring in the front from Nachos, so like while they're dealing with these DTs, there's still the threat of like very visible units to do damage here.
Yeah, that is... Let us see. Nachos has 40 active lings right now. And you see that one stalker. Like, yeah, bring it on.
I'd take that trade any day as a Zergling.
Zerglings are meant to be disposed of. That's the thing. You get, they're the BOGO unit. You buy one, you get one free. They're cleaning up, but yeah, there's a lot of economic damage to both War Bunnies and Sopley so far. Even that DT looking to snipe a queen.
Oh, can he get the transfuse?
He
doesn't get the transfuse.
Oh no. The queen does go down.
I'd really like to see Sopuli take another third base at this point. The aggression, they've basically weathered the storm at this point.
Yeah, look at how much of a low supply game this is at this point. We're almost the 7-minute mark. Everyone in the 60s, if not the 50s.
Smart from Sopuli to detonate the Banelings individually at the former gold base. It looks like he's aiming to retake that same base. But War Bunnies looks like maybe he's trying to convince him to take another third.
You know, he does that with me a lot when we're playing team games. It's like, no, just expand this way, expand this way! Yeah, it's, But yeah, I mean, one of the things they've got going for the gold base is they do have creep spread to it, but that also benefits Nachos when he's running around.
So looking
would
at the
love
base
to
of
ask-
Cheesy Nachos,
Yep.
I actually see that Nachos has 3 layers, so I'm wondering if
Yeah,
that was a mistake.
exactly.
It's
Or is that just for the increased HP?
mean,
maybe, or
yeah.
maybe it's just so he doesn't have to grow a new one if 2 of them get sniped.
Is this like
It's
the Zerg
tricky.
planetary that doesn't attack? Like,
Yeah, that's an interesting one, but
the War Bunny's swatting away some Banelings to the north while Instability just powers through the center. I don't think
Another
Sato has enough roaches
cancellation.
to really hold that off. Yeah, his third base canceled again, like you said. And
Yeah,
a
War
ton of
Bunny's-
things just flooding in from Nachos.
right. Yeah, those Void Rays not known for killing lings quickly. They get impunity, but boy. Now, we do have the first carrier coming out, but one carrier usually isn't a big deal. You need a nice little group of them.
Yeah, before you really start melting everything.
Was not that Nachos Ling Swarm there. Just constantly causing trouble. As Instability, turning DTs into Archons, and just doing a little bit here and there.
Yeah, but with that Void Ray counts from Bunnies, I think he actually has enough to really swat away, like, the Protoss army, because the Protoss army just doesn't have enough stalkers to deal with this right now. And Zopuli is able to defend the neutral, but he really needs to get his eco up. He needs a... Ideally, at this point, he should be on, like, 4 or 5 bases, like, by this point in the game.
Everyone's still in the 80s for supply. That is... Yeah, just
Yes.
units get created, units get sacrificed.
Worker counts are not that different across the teams.
Yeah, and they said Legacy of the Void is all about economy.
It is, and just the fact that neither of them have been able to expand very efficiently. The Angry Space Hares, their expansions just keep getting sniped. Well, meanwhile, the Cheesy Nachos, they're putting so much money into these harassment units, they haven't been able to take much. And just as I say that, Instability grabbing the gold. You see Nachos just kind of rallying guys down to the lower left corner and seeing what he can jump on. He's doesn't have roach speed yet, but it's about halfway done researching.
Yeah, I've
Probably
definitely
the
been
only
one
one
to
with-
forget my roach speed. Huge nerf to the roaches if they don't have that.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Zerglings and Banelands. It's like one of the worst feelings when you realize, oh, they're just kind of crawling along.
Yeah, but like,
those
I feel like...
Ravagers.
Oh, okay, yeah, we got a skirmish in the middle of the map, funneling through that very tiny choke in the center, but it looks like
Yeah.
they lost their opportunity to really capitalize on that.
Right, I would have
Zombies
loved
back
to
with
see...
the roaches and ravagers.
Yeah, if Biles are popping down on that thin little bridge, the results can be amazing. But War Bunnies has kind of been weathering the storm. He has a very powerful air fleet right now.
Oh, and positioning in a great spot right over this ledge here,
with those
where the
destructible
stalkers
rocks
can't
in
really
the way
get to
too.
them.
Did you guys see the upgrades as well? Cheesy Nachos is 0-0 on both sides, whereas Sopli's up to +2 attack now.
Yeah. Looks
Yeah.
like Instability is going for Blink, but like blinking under this army would be disastrous right now.
Exactly. And there is +1 attack for air for War Bunnies as well. Sopli with +1 melee, +2 ranged. Isn't really
And
using the
flooding
melee
with
much.
the Zerglings to reinforce this push. I think they're going for the kill right now.
I think so, and I think they might be able to get it right now. They are significantly ahead in supply at this point. All that harassment, I mean, it kept their economy down, but at the same time, they were still able to just keep teching up.
And I think in one fell swoop, everything's going to go down here. Even War Bunnies with 5 Stalkers at the gold. Yeah.
Alright, that is 1 win. for the Angry Space Hares. We're going to be going straight into the second team map here.
Angry Space Hares. War Bunnies.
Yeah, if everyone can see the score screen so we can watch what's on the screen up.
Evolution complete.
And KJ, you also have to leave game. Alright, let's do it.
You know, if my aggression doesn't work in a situation like that, I feel like I've got to go either macro or just hit sooner and harder, go more all in. I'm interested to see which one they choose.
Right, there was a pretty large period where they were just leaving each other alone there, and we are getting into Arctic flowers. Alright. Yeah, how about... Yep, upper right.
In the top right, we have Solidly. And just below, at 1 o'clock, the red Protoss, we have
War Bunnies.
representing the team.
Angry Space Hares.
Okay, like a boss. Alright, your turn.
Ah, yes, in the bottom left, we have the teal Protoss. It is. And just below, at the, it's called at the 7 o'clock position, we have the blue Zerg. It is.
Nachos.
Representing the team of
Cheesy Nachos.
And away we go. Another PVZVPZ.
DVZ mirror.
Yeah, that's a whole lot less of a tongue twister. I like that.
So here's a question. We were gonna start early for while we're waiting, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so far nothing crazy, like no one base shenanigans here. Both teams just securing their natural expansions. No tech choices really being made just yet.
Yeah, so after this replay, we're going to do Adastra. Wait, no, we're going to be doing SOS versus not slothing around.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're kind of be jumping back and forth between the replays and live games. Might need to highlight who they're against. Both matches involve the Angry Space Hares, but we're going to be kind of going back and forth between the Cheesy Nachos and Rage's Raiders. Stability going with Robo and Twilight Council, while War Bunnies, of course, going straight into Stargate, and Nachos getting the Baneling nest up.
So for the viewers here, since we're casting from replay, I understand that there were some games already played for this particular weekend. At this point, what would be the score be for this for these two teams?
The Angry Space Hares are ahead 1-0.
1-0, okay.
And also, for those who don't watch this a lot, we have 2 Code A level matches, 2 Code B, 2 Code S, and then 2 2v2s, and an ace match if needed. So each matchup, including this one, can get 1 or 2 points on the scoreboard. Whoever reaches 5 wins first, whichever team, gets the win.
Nacho's making what I think is about 6 links here, and his speed is a little bit earlier.
Yep.
seems just like a scouting party right here. So Sopuli and Nachos are just skirmishing with each other, trying to see what they can see.
Yep. Two pairs of lings. You send them in. They look around. Maybe they get a worker kill or two if their opponent really isn't ready, but it's not a dedicated move.
Right, and just as I say that, Sopuli started up 16 lings, so he might be turning up the aggression here.
That might be more dedicated.
But no Baneling nests behind this, so... Yeah, I guess, like, 16 lings could definitely cancel, like, an outer base or something, maybe even get some probe kills if they're not prepared.
Although Nachos does have a Baneling nest.
Make sure you guys are following my camera.
We can't in-game. We can look at the Twitch stream, but
That's true.
yeah, that's not an option in replays,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
afraid.
there's a big Oracle attack that I've been highlighting.
Oh, wow. All right.
7 kills on that Oracle.
Tell us what we missed. Okay, cool.
So I guess replay servers isn't working great.
No, there are a lot less options in it. At least as far as sharing camera. Yeah. Here comes
Sopuli looks like he's
Softly's
going
links,
for
and
the
yeah,
full
they get
scout,
right
but-
through the wall.
With quite a few lings, though, so this is... I think these lings are fairly committed. Let's see if we'll actually be able to get out with them.
Yeah, there is a shield battery there, so damage is pretty limited, and I look at instability and Nachos just rotating around.
Yeah, the worker counts are fairly even for all players right now. It seems like they're just trying to macro up at this point.
Exactly. And War Bunny's also, yeah, putting some extra defenses up. He knows the portion of the game that he likes to move up to and where he excels, especially with a teammate who can keep the ground units in check for long enough.
So there's a fleet beacon on the way for War Bunnies again, so it looks like it's going to be Sky Toss again with the second Stargate as well.
It's always Sky Toss. But this time around, big difference is instability has a Spire that's about a third of the way done, so she could have some Corruptors ready to go.
Instability went for Blink as well. I'm curious to see what they can get done with that.
Yeah, not instability. Nachos has a Spire. There you have it.
Yeah, Spire, yeah, he's transferring some workers right now to really boost up that economy to his third, but Corruptors are just so expensive. Alright, we got a skirmish by the base of Angry Space Hares, so the Void Rays plus Stalker seem like more than enough to swat that away.
Absolutely. Now, the other thing from instability is robotic support base, so we'll be seeing some techier units. Yep, Colossus. That could be interesting, because War Bunnies isn't going to care about that, but it might help just clean up these Ling Hordes a lot. And the supplies, again, very close, with Angry Space Hares just a little bit ahead. Topley getting the Hydra Tech out. It's kind of
I
interesting.
feel like Hydras at this point might be maybe the wrong choice. Not sure what the last thing he was able to scout was, but going Colossi, Ling Hydra into Colossi might be a bad time for Sopuli. But I'm sure he'll make some adjustments when he sees the when he sees that information.
Mm-hmm. And there we go. Big group of Lings heading towards that 5 o'clock base, did you say?
Yep.
Oh, and this is interesting. Nachos not going with
Huge
Corruptors, going with Mutilis.
Yeah, very nice.
But still a
go
lot of
Queen
links
goes down.
left over.
Mutalisk will scare him away.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of
unfortunately not
lings,
enough to
but-
really keep the aggression up after that Bane.
Yeah, no economic damage, that's the big thing there.
And I mean, like, going Ling Hydra into Colossi, like, can work, but, like, you just kind of need more of it than the other person. I'd really like to see Sopuli's supply, like, really skyrocket here if he wants to take on this Protoss army. Although it is just one Colossus that's moving out right now.
I think the big thing that Cheesy Nachos is missing are units that can take down carriers really quickly. And I mean, again, they're getting some nice harassment done, but if they can't trade well, that might not matter. Ooh,
Yeah,
good.
Nachos is looking for the one base where he could actually do damage, and he may find it here. He's so close to it. The Sopuli's 4th base.
Yeah, not quite. Nacho's not quite able to take down that carrier, and more of them are coming out. Yeah, now we're getting the Corruptor switch, as well as a little bit more sporing up. Yeah, those Mutalisks, they're not going to be able to do much defensively. If you got them, you pretty much have to keep them hitting everywhere.
Yeah, so we got some Corruptors on the way for Nachos. I assume in response to these carriers.
Yep. Meanwhile, Sopoli, just about to get the Nidus network down. They're going to need some vision over there, though. If they're going to do
Yeah, I'm
anything
curious
with that.
if this is just a let's get the Hydras into the main base, or is it let's get Lurkers into the main base? And I think the answer is the Lurkers in the main base.
Yeah, Lurkers in the main base are a lot more troublesome than Hydras in the main base.
Lurker Sky Toss is a really nice combination. If they can get to it.
Oh, I love it. Or Sky Toss combined with Siege Tanks. Anytime that the other player teaming up with the Sky Toss can just wipe out a lot of the anti-air units at once. Yeah, here's that.
So yeah, we got that huge Protoss army just swatting away these group of Lings. But yeah, like with Skytoss armies, I think really everyone hyperfixates on the carriers themselves, but really like the way to beat a Skytoss army is to beat the ground. But if there are Lurkers on the ground, how are you going to beat the ground? Like those carriers are going to be so well protected against everything other than Corruptors.
And here we go. Here comes the Nidus Worm. Couple of changelings were hanging around right in Instability's territory there.
And yeah,
Seeing any
Instability is just
reaction.
moving
And
across
look at the
the map right
distraction,
now.
too.
Yeah, Nachos needs to go home and deal with these
Oh, no.
Lurkers. At the same time, Sopuli attacks the 5th base of Nachos, ransacking all the workers.
Yeah, it's tricky to defend multiple places at once.
Yep.
War Bunny is also sending some zealots in. They're not going to last long, but the Lurkers are what's really tricky to deal with here. Their buildings in the way
but
too.
it doesn't seem it's that many of them, so I think Instability has enough to really get rid of this. But at the same time, Sopuli attacks Instability's 4th base, and that is going to be a kill.
I think those Lurkers serve better as a distraction than anything else. They had to be dealt with, and while they were being dealt with, there was a lot of workers and bases that got taken out.
Yeah, Instability's worker count only has 60 right now compared to her teammate of 72, Sopuli's of 90, and 74. If this keeps going on, like Instability's going to have a hard time remaxing.
There's a good number of Lurkers there.
Yes, that is a huge number of Lurkers right now. And
You have
engaging
the
at that
units to help
angle,
clear them up.
those Stalkers are going to take a beating. But they will clean this up.
Here we go. That's 10 carriers that War Bunny has there, but he's gonna back off and wait until there are reinforcements. Every moment possible, Sopuli's sending in Zerglings.
Yeah, he really wants
Instability
to keep that
has
economy
still
down.
not built a forge, though. Stuck with no upgrades. I'm worried the longer this goes on.
Yeah, and the Nidus Canal going back up in Instability's base.
Yeah, as this game goes on, it's just gonna be harder and harder to defend all of these areas here. Oh, and look at it, it's a fake out. There's nothing in there.
Sometimes the threat of a attack is more important than the actual attack. But
Well,
it
I
looks
mean,
like
you do
Sopuli-
have to deal with that, but
Oh, it looks like Sopuli did actually put some Lurkers in there, so it looks like he did intend to actually put something in. But
Maybe
maybe the
just
next Nidus.
there's always another Nidus, yes.
So yeah, this is getting to the point where this number of carriers is probably going to be a problem for Nachos' Corruptors and the Mutalisks.
15
it looks
carriers with 2 on the way.
Yeah, it looks like with only +1 Carapace on the Corruptors, like those Interceptors that attack very quickly with a lot of tiny attacks are just gonna shred these Corruptors. No Storm required. Oh, and we're about to see that fight right now. The Mutalisk going right on the Corruptors, right on the Carriers. The Corruptors are targeting down the Carriers, but do they have enough here?
We're going to just
Instability
kind of
helping out
here
with her
and there.
Archons, just shooting down the Interceptors. If those Corruptor or Archons can get right under the Carriers, that could deal massive damage to those stacked units. And Sopuli going on the right again with the Lings,
yes,
huge amount of Lings.
Everywhere, and Lurkers in Nachos' main. There is just no way to be in enough places to defend all of this.
Sopuli even flanked with the Hydras to finish off the rest of that army near the Carriers.
I will tell you, Carrier Ling, that used to be a nightmare for me, not just on how effective it was, but how much it overwhelmed my CPU. before I upgraded to something with more powerful individual cores.
Yep.
I believe we missed it, but Sopuli did get a massive Nidus with a ton of Lurkers in the back.
No, I didn't miss that. They were going right after Nacho Space, and they took out. Yep, GG.
GG.
All right. So we are at 0-2. But I would like to take. I would like to switch over to live games now. I would like to bring in SOS and not slothing around.
I just updated the score too.
Yep. All right, yeah, we're jumping back and forth, but yes, we've got not slothing around and SOS here. We want to get this taken care of before things get too late in Europe. But all right, we're still doing the NA server here. But yeah, if we could get you on camera, get you in game, we would like to go ahead with the Code A match for Angry Space Hares versus Rage's Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start inviting people to the party too. Oh, actually, here, if you could leave the old party. I thought we had to switch servers for a moment. Hey, Von Lipvig, SOS, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
See, I'm doing all right. We're just kind of juggling what we can here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Here, we might have to invite me back to party and make me party leader. Thank you. Sloth.
You.
Let's see.
So the current standings for Angry Space Hares and Rage's Raiders doesn't take into account the replay casts that we've been doing for Angry Space Hares' match against Cheesy Nachos, correct?
Right. We're juggling two different matchups at once. And the fact that both of them involve Angry Space Hares makes it delightfully confusing.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Angry Space Hares.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, Angry Space Hares is, along with Pulled the Boys, one of the strongest teams in the league. So I think they have a solid lead in this team league right now with 4-1, potentially 5-1, on the results of against Cheesy Nachos.
They're going to be a little low on players, so we're going to be doing some different stuff. We're going to be doing a double off race for the Code B. But here, I know time is of the essence, so I'm going to get you guys started. Since there were no map selections, I'm just going to choose them as we go.
Yeah. Can I call what I want now?
Sure.
Ley lines?
Call one of them.
Ley line.
Ley lines, okay. All right. And then we can have you call the next pair. Party. What is the problem here? Here we go. Okay, here we go. Get into lobby right now. We're gonna keep the interviews a little trim since we really have to move along here, I'm afraid. But yeah, good luck to both of you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
and I will move you to different lobbies.
Remind us which code this is.
This would be code A, so these are our mid-level players. And for the record, as we like to point out, this is not necessarily the SOS, but it's an SOS. And then he's going to be taking on one of the... I believe he's the newest player we recruited, not slothing
You are
around.
watching FSL.
Yeah, not Slothing Around joined us recently. Been playing pretty consistently since he joined. Seems really super excited about the league.
Oh yeah,
A
and
bit of a
he,
nervous player, I think. But he's got like some really solid like macro instincts. Especially when he plays Zerg. Like his instinct is go to like 90 drones, like, and he keeps taking bases. I'm like, oh, maybe he's actually a Zerg main. I don't know.
Well, he's also very good at just pumping those Marines out. His production is very promising. All right, which of you wants to introduce our purple Terran?
I'll do it. Team as well. In the top right, we have the purple Terran. His name is...
Not slopping around.
And in the bottom left, we
He
have...
represents the team of.
Oh, and representing the team of...
Rages Raiders.
This is our announcement macro, you know?
Yeah. Would you like to do the bottom left?
All right,
Bottom
in
left.
the bottom
Green
left.
Zerg.
SOS.
Sorry, Hepper.
All right, go ahead. Your line.
Playing for the team of.
Angry Space Hares.
Yeah, it looks like SOS just messing around with the worker a little bit. He does
He
get
got
the
a kill.
on that, delaying the barracks a little bit.
So yeah, pretty annoying. And he's got another SCV that's just busy chasing it left, right, all over the place. He is scouting his opponent though.
Yeah, wasting a little bit of mining time, but it looks like that aggression is done for now.
Right. That's the thing though. I don't think there's any reason to keep chasing the drone at this point.
Yeah, he
But
should
yeah,
just go home and
doesn't
not
really
mine.
miss a beat. Just keeps going with the command center ahead. A little bit of an early command center even. I like it. And yeah, that poor drone trying to get a little bit too fancy and ended up lower on the health in the SCV. Ooh, ambush! Ambush! No? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's just
The other
it's just
SCV
secondary
just
scout,
runs.
you know, just like tailing the enemy back to their base, you know. Oh, and he's
no,
gonna keep
I think he
attacking,
wants
and there's the
revenge.
kill.
Exactly. I don't know if he even remembers that. Oh no, he's moving
Oh,
a
this
little.
SCV went to the wrong neighborhood. Oh, but yeah, there, yeah, he went to the wrong
Oh.
neighborhood. No mercy shown.
This is that classic SCV out for vengeance. You know, that SCV. I mean, didn't matter what happened to him. He had to avenge his buddy, and he fulfilled his final wish before moving on to comic book lore.
Yeah, so the Reaper just trying to be annoying, trying to delay the third base, seeing if the SOS is making lings or drones here. It looks like the answer is drones, so this low ground CC is safe for the time being.
It's interesting, not a lot of units in production right now. Looks like we're going to be going to Hellion tack with some air support. Oh, and Dotted Sloth already making a third command center on the high ground, so yeah, definitely going for macro here.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to set up his income. Really, I'd love to see the second base turned into an orbital. Really missing out on the meals right now.
I think there's definitely some distraction going. I mean, that SCV, the Reaper, it's one of the big things. You got to make sure that that you don't do more damage to yourself just from lack of attention when you're harassing. On the other side,
true.
too, we're a little bit behind on the injects. Keep in mind, we're talking platinum, low diamond players here, so not everything's perfected. But
Pretty bad supply block for the past minute on 44.
yeah,
Right,
three,
but looks like
There you
SO,
go.
or it looks like not slothing around is stuck at around 30 supply himself, 34. So not capitalizing on that supply block just yet.
he's got his own stuff going. Still that barely started bunker there as well. So yeah, there we go. You found it. It's going to be a big battle of attention here, no doubt. They're going to be distracting each other. They're going to be trying not to distract themselves. I think previously I remember, I was just going to say, not slothing around likes to turn into an orbital well before actually sending it to the third location.
Yeah, if we take a look at the worker count here, it looks like not slothing around is at 26, while SOS is really taking the opportunity to drone up here. I think there was some missing worker production cycles here, because I don't think the disparity should be this big right now.
That, and there's a couple SCVs that he's just noticing and bringing back to work again. So some issues with idle workers as well. So yeah, there's some. I think there's some pressure on here, as you said. Liberator getting ready to look around, but I would really like to see not slothing around, just buckle down and focus on his production. I do, I like this though. Getting in with a simultaneous Hellion and Liberator harass.
Yeah, looking for
He's
some
nice.
drone kills right here to even the score a bit. While also making SCVs, and SOS turned all of those links that he had into Banelings, which is actually not. I mean, he's gonna clean up the Hellions, but not
With slow Banelings too.
Yeah, with slow Banelings, yeah.
Who's faster now? And yeah, on SOS's side as well, though, some idle workers. Just got to pay attention to that little alert down in the lower left corner.
Nice reaction to that Liberator.
Yep, just pick up the Spore Crawler, reposition it. Liberators do not attack structures. And
Yeah, it's always fun to play that little Liberator minigame with the Spore Crawler and the...
Yeah, Whack-a-Spore.
Yeah. Infestation Trip Pit dropping for SOS here, so he intends to go to Hive pretty quickly. Only starting 1-1 now, though, so the upgrades are fairly delayed, but there hasn't really been any aggression from...
And Stem.
Any pushes from...
Stem just about a third of the way done.
Going up to 6 gases, though, for Zerg. That's going to be hopefully used for something exciting.
Well, they do not require more Vespin gas. On SOS's side, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for Lurker attack. Just kind of getting everything together, but SOS with a very significant supply lead, almost all in workers right now. Third base has been taken for not slothing around. And the upgrades are rolling too, but I don't know. Just looks like he's going to be playing a long game of catch-up here. Economy, tech, and on top of all of that, SOS has a good third of the map covered in creep. Plenty of active tumors going around.
Yeah, he'll get a good advance notice to any pushes that are coming. But more worrying...
Including this medevac drop.
Okay, we have a single medevac drop to try to limit some of the creep that's going down.
Yeah, I think you noticed that there wasn't much opportunity to take anything by surprise. It was just cleaning up where we can. And hello, Clutter Red Admire, or Clutter Reed Dadmire. Oh boy, am I confused. But yeah, if you want to look into this league, you can message me on Discord. I am hyper_turtle. and we do a little interview with you to see if it's the right kind of league for you. But yeah, we definitely need to do some recruitment. In fact, I think I'm gonna be doing a round of Reddit and Facebook posts very soon because we've been having a lot of trouble finding people who are available all at the same time.
So it looks like Dotted Sloth is finally ready to push across the map right now. The army from SOS, despite the large economy lead, doesn't look that large, but without the splits here, he's kind of evening up. A lot of Marines going down there with those Baneling hits, but it looks like he has more reinforcements on the way. I'd love to see him just continue this aggression, keep the push going.
This was something that I noticed with
that Ultralisk cavern underway. I think he's just trying to stall.
And lurkers, so he's going to have a lot of options as far as units that are a little bit hard to deal with.
And he has the economy to really sustain this too. There's a bit of a bank for SOS right now.
He just needs to keep the injects going, and that is almost an endless, you know, what is the line, you know? My forces are without limit. Well, yours are dwindling by the minute. There's no way you can win this.
Famous Kerrigan line.
I don't know if that's one of the famous ones. It's one I like.
Well, definitely.
All right,
scared
look
me when I was playing the
at the Banelands.
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 Okay. Yeah, some Marines were saved there.
They were, and they didn't touch the tanks. Boy.
Oh, but there's a flank going on right now. He's coming in from both sides here to try
no!
to kill this
Hey, what's up, HEA Esports? We are juggling two different team matches, both involving Angry Space Hares, so we're jumping back and forth between live and replay between those matches. But as far as what else is up, I don't think that Not Slothing Around is going to be able to answer this. More and more Banelings, Hydras coming in, even Infestors there, just in case he wants to be fancy.
Yeah, and the Lurker upgrades on the way as well. Looks like that's the tech choice. But yeah, not a lot of actual army left over here. That 30
He's
goes
covering
down,
his
how to win
bases.
them.
It's just a case where I think Not Slothing Around just wasn't quite warmed up here. Because I know he is capable of having a whole lot more Marines than that, so
Yeah,
you might be able to. You might need to just write this off as the practice match. That's what I do anyway. GGWP.
A bit of a never really got the chance to get like his army going in a way that like he was super comfortable moving across the map and dealing serious damage.
And the Angry Space Hares now up 1-0 for this matchup. Here, I'm gonna. Who was it who chose the last map here? I'm just gonna bring them in for a moment.
It was Sloth.
Okay. Hey, SOS, just quickly, what map did you want to pick next? Or do you want me to-
Yeah, you can pick it up.
All right.
I haven't played it lately. So.
Okay. Well, fortunately, we haven't moved on to the new map pool, so you're in good shape. All right, see you in a moment. All right, spinning the dice. I'm going with Tokamak.
So, if you guys notice on the chat, we improved Matheson's summaries to be simpler.
All right. I'm just checking what our next is going to be. Versus... Okay, yeah, so our next match is going to be the Code S for this. Chatomic versus Adastra.
I don't think either of them have played each other, so that match will be new to everybody.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think Lighthood previously was handling a lot of the Code S matches for Angry Space Hares.
You
SOS.
are watching FSL.
Just love, I want to be part of a clan called Easy Money. I mean, I'm proud of Minnesota Barcraft, of course, but... Alright. Okay, you guys have had some practice for this now. Let's see you introduce them.
Alright, I'll take the top right. In the top right, we have the red Zerg up 1-0. It is
SOS.
representing the team of
Angry Space Hares.
In the bottom left are Purple Terran,
Not slopping around.
trying to make this a 1-1 for the team of
Rages, Raiders.
Alright, so this is fun stuff. SOS is a very passionate player here. He's actually Chinese, but residing in Canada right now. And yeah, just recently we had Blizzard and NetEase reopen the Chinese servers for StarCraft 2. Still waiting on the servers for StarCraft Remastered, I believe, but it's a big deal. They kind of went straight into organizing some events there.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if the new leadership under Microsoft is deciding to invest heavier into the StarCraft franchise.
I mean, the property, the intellectual property, anyway. They've been doing a lot of marketing. They've been doing a lot of licensing, anyway. So I know one of the big things I just noticed was that they had partnered with what was the name of them? Yes, Culture Kings. So they do kind of retro streetwear, t-shirts, hoodies, stuff like that. So they actually just announced 3 Brood War t-shirts with like graphics from the boxes, the magazine ads. And that was along with Diablo 1 and 2 and Warcraft 2 and 3. But they definitely see some value in the brand name, at the very least. On top of that, I mean, after they merged with Microsoft, they patched things up with NetEase. And for those who don't know, only Chinese companies are allowed to publish in China. So any developer outside of the country has to go through a company like NetEase or Tencent. And yeah, Blizzard had a big falling out with NetEase some years ago. And all the servers went down except for Diablo Immortal, which was on a different contract. So they're gradually getting things back up now that the new ownership has mended fences. World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Overwatch 2, and I think Diablo 3 are all back up. I don't think Diablo 4 ever made it to China because they also have to touch up the graphical assets so it fits the standards, remove a lot of the blood and even skeletons. And NetEase was the one that handled that for Diablo 3. So there's your international news for those looking for it. How are we doing on the match? I'm seeing some active Zerglings here, and getting right
SOS
through it.
with a very quick wing speed.
Wall was left open. Zergling's getting a complete scout almost of what's going on inside the space. Hellions turned back to try to fry them up a little bit.
Well, they do, but yeah, we had some worker losses there, and yeah,
it looks like 4 workers killed over the course of this game for SOS. Only 2 only 2 lost by SOS.
SOS did not see the 3rd command center building, though, even though they got the wings in.
Yeah, and I mean, it was similar to it last time, where we're not slopping around, likes to just turn that one into an orbital, get a few mule drops, then once he's got the second base saturated, that's when he'll float it out. So I don't know how much that would have benefited SOS information-wise, but it's good to know everything. And again,
so
we've
we're
also
just gonna
got
go right back into the Hellion Zergling game here with the Liberator in the back trying to get a little bit more economic damage.
So Hellion damage up front, Liberator from behind.
Huge
Kinda
amount
with
of
the meta.
lings being produced right now by SOS. 22 lings when normally there would be just be more drones being produced. This is a little much for just defense.
Yeah, as much of an advantage Hellions have over Zerglians, that advantage does not stick around if they get surrounded. Not slopping around, doing a very good job
Okay, there
backing
we
them
go.
away. Yeah, you saw even protecting with the Liberator. That was very good reaction there. I know one of the big issues last time was not slopping around wasn't looking when that group of slow Banelings kind of snuck up on the Hellions before, and I think SOS might be trying for that again.
Yeah, morphing a few banelings here. Looks like
Yeah,
he
how
hit
many
a bit of
banelings are there in a
supply
ton?
5 overlords at a time. But Sloth is maybe missing his opportunity to like limit the creep here.
Yeah. Also, a little bit of a difference here, just Liberator kind of sticking with the main army. Someone said Ling Clock. Usually it is War Bunnies who says that, and oftentimes in reference to his friend Empire. But yes, that is what do we got here? Well, 20 Lings, 4 Banelings. I mean, it's enough to do some damage. I think
Oh, okay, but
that's
Sloth is
around
kind
there.
of all up right here. Yeah, losing a lot of his army just to the lings.
Alright, the siege tank went down there. He's got a good wall here, or... Okay, I stand corrected. He does not have a good wall here.
It did not pass the wall inspection.
Right. The Zerglians just sneaking by like they're greased up.
Yeah, losing a lot of workers here. Yeah, the supply difference almost half. Dodge Sloth has almost half.
And more and more coming in. Supply depot goes up, but it might already be too late there. Oh, double supply depot drop, adding to the health. And the supply blood.
I think SOS kind of thrown blood in the water here. He flooded a little bit more lings, but he's just running behind this as well, so even if this gets cleaned up.
Well, he doesn't even care about the Liberator. The only thing that can stop this is quite a bit of splash damage. He does have the siege tank up on high ground. That's probably going to be able to keep them from getting to the main, but the damage is done. He is stuck on one mining base.
Yeah, and it looks like Stim was forgotten again. So even if Dodd is not slothing around wanted to come out here, he wouldn't really be able to trade that well versus these Zerglings.
And we got a request from chat to get a look at the APM for this match. Alright, well, I mean, they did back away. They already did their jobs, and there are more reinforcements coming, and more Banelians being morphed. He does have Banelian speed as well. Ooh, might be a little bit of a misrally there. Yeah, I got 4 that just kind of feed themselves. I don't think SOS is going to care.
Yeah, this is a lot of Banelings here that you could just crash into the natural if you want to, but the only thing that he really has there are a couple mules. Yeah, he could
Double
wipe the
drop
army
going
again
out.
just to keep the supply down.
Right, so he's going to try to sneak in and do a drop to get this going, but that leaves even less to defend at home.
Right,
It's
but
kind
this
of a nice
is one
group,
way that
2
you can
siege
get a
tanks.
player off your back. If a player's being
Yeah.
super aggressive, just putting some units in the back of his line might just cause him to turn back. Here comes a huge amount of link
I
bait
mean-
in the front though.
Oh, going straight after
Going
the
right
workers.
for it.
That is a lot. That's
Oh,
a lot.
no, crashing on the siege tank and then crashing on the workers, destroying the orbital command in the process.
That is a lot of mules that didn't have the chance to just self-destruct themselves. Let's see how this drop does.
But 1 base Terran versus 4 bases Zerg here.
Going on
I take
5
that
with a
position, Zerg,
lot
any
of
day.
queens. Alright, hop in.
Picking up
Where's
a
he
little
going?
early there. Going into the main. Oh, flying right into a spore crawler though. Can he snipe that in time? I think he might lose his medevac.
Both of them.
It's possible.
Oh
yeah,
he
and then
needs
lose
to
the
run into
Marines.
the mineral line.
So.
Okay, he's going, but without Stim he's not. Yeah, his units get cleaned up here.
Oh, that's true. Not Slothing Around doesn't have any upgrades at all. So,
Yeah, not a single upgrade.
it's not his day. Yeah, Chatomic and Adastra are discussing their map vetoes, basically. They both just say anything but Last Fantasy. And I think, well, I think I can feel for that. Plus, I mean, thankfully to them, Last Fantasy has been removed from the map pool going forward and replaced with another 3-spawn map called Mothership. But still,
Way more popular, by the way. Everyone loves Mothership. No one likes Last Fantasy. I thought it was a fun map, though.
I'm curious what the appeal is. I love how it actually does look like a Mothership.
Yes, yeah. I like how there's like clear
Okay,
last panels as
GGWP.
well.
Yeah, SOS does have higher MMR, but Dotted Sloth is surprised quite a few of these with his Marine plays, but it's also, there's a bit of a spread as far as the MMR we allow within the leagues, just by necessity. Alright, welcome back.
Wow.
So Angry Space Hares has taken 2 here, and yeah, SOS, your aggression just was non-stop, paying off very well.
Yeah, I thought he was going for like a strategy because he was practicing pre-game, but so I was scared for him for a bit, so that's why I was scouting in the first game. But I figured he was just playing normal, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of the mind games, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Have a
it
good
was-
game. You played really well. Holy shit.
I think you both managed to tilt. I think you both managed to kind of alarm each other quite a bit. Both of you had moments where there were idle workers, where there was upgrades that were forgotten, and I think that goes to less that either of you don't know what you're doing, because I know you do. You guys just stayed in each other's faces, and I think the pressure added up here and there.
Definitely.
Yeah, but good game.
Good game, man.
Yeah, definitely. So we are going to be moving on to the Code S section of this matchup.
Adastra versus Shatomic.
Yeah, alright, we will get them in. And then, yeah, as far as War Bunny's team, we might need SOS if you can stick around for 2v2 at all. Otherwise, we've got a couple other choices too.
All right,
But
I got
we
it
can-
run, man. I
Oh,
got
you
it
do?
run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see what we can come up with then. But thank you for coming by. I know scheduling isn't always easy.
No worries. Thank you for recording this. I actually appreciate it.
Alright,
Thank
see ya.
you.
Yeah, so Adastra and Shatomic, some of the highest MMR players in our Code S bracket. So this should be a pretty good match.
It's going to be very different. Welcome to both of you. Angry Space Hares is ahead 2-0, so we are going to be seeing whether Adastra can take this back. Welcome.
How's it, guys?
Hello.
And we're going to get you on. Let me make sure I can get you into party as well. And also, Chitame,
Yeah.
has a 2v2 been figured out for your team?
Well, nothing so far.
Okay,
There's
well,
not
we will
much.
look at that after we're done with all the replays and such. And yeah, gotta have the cameras up too.
Can you send me the link because I have my camera set up? but
If you go to FSL General and scroll up just a little bit, the link already got placed before.
yeah, I'm
or did
using
it?
it.
Okay, here. All right. Well, it's pinned as well. I'll.
If you search a video Ninja, it might come up on your search bar. Just through the history. I can send it to you as well.
General. Yeah, here. Well, it seems to be missing some stuff from the pinned links.
Ah, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, you may
Well,
want to just edit the end of the URL because I think it's using my parameters, but you might show up as Nucleo. I'm not sure.
No one shows up as Nucleo except for Nucleo. And Habashi.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's my that's my brand. You know, Habibashi
That-
is
that-
like conglomerate. Nucleo is a product. You know.
That's your name when you're fighting crime.
True. Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, we've got to kind of hurry things along here. I'm just going to post one thing. Yeah, this also. I know we said we could off race for Code B, but that should be with a Code A player. So, Yeah, I will see what I can do to reach out. Need
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. If we have to have 6 games, do we double up on another code? Would that be an option?
Well, we can do. We were talking about doing off racing. I think Code S representing Code B. That even if they're the same level, that would be a little bit goofy. We'll decide. We'll go ahead with this match. Then we're going to be doing replays of the other match, and then we'll see where we end up. I know I'm in touch with War Bunnies as well. All right.
It says that the stream ID is already in use in this room. I don't know why.
Yeah, that might be because of that link he sent.
Yeah. So
Here, let me
like
try.
Like I mentioned.
Here, I can do
Just
this.
give him the link, guys. The one that's on the chat.
Edit.
He already has to translate English and French. Now you gotta translate URL.
Okay, can you put it in the FSL general?
Let me try.
Thank
See
you.
if that works here. But yeah, I don't know why, but in FSL General, all the pins are gone.
Try this link.
Okay, now it works.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's just get you on there then.
Perfect.
And the password's in all caps.
Yeah.
There you are. All right, we are ready to go then. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I have them in their parties. Let me make sure. I still need to invite Adastra.
Just gonna run and grab some water while I can.
By all means. Oh, well, that was right. Yeah, so we're actually going to be switching to the EU server for this one by request. We're actually going to have to close and open again. Oh yeah, and we're actually quitting out and reopening on the EU server. I know you guys requested that earlier, and I forgot.
We're going on EU?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And yeah, we do have French players represented here. Along with Chatomic, we also have Antoine Q. He's on one of the other teams. So, party. All right, I got both players in here. Need the casters and KJ as well on EU server.
EU.
Yep. Oh man, yeah, that is a shame. I know we've had some other players who have had computer problems too, as well as players who have just had their all the nearby internets go down to during the summer. All right, I think we got everyone now. I'm going to go ahead and create game.
Oh, and Pebble might be available for live, for a
That
match.
would be very nice.
Yeah, he just responded on the our chat, so.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
just
would
give him
make
give
things
him
a lot
some
simpler.
idea of when maybe he can do it. So while
Yeah,
you're chatting to
with-
him right now, it's 2-0 score Angry Space Hares versus
Yep.
Ragers.
In both matches, actually.
Yeah, in both matches. The other one is the replay match. So we're still on the Angry Space Hares Raiders.
And we'll be playing one of the Angry Space Hares Cheesy Nachos matches live as well.
The code
Or-
S1, yeah, will be live. We had told Sir Maligant 3:30. I'm still waiting for him to see if he can join a little earlier. But he prepped for
Alright.
3:30 and he committed. So, but I'll see if we can get him earlier. I don't know if we're gonna last that long for this match.
We'll
About
see.
3:30.
I mean, if necessary, I'm gonna have somewhere to be in about 3 hours, but the show can go on without me, no problem. And there's one more person who needs to join the lobby. There we go. All right, thanks for everyone who hung around for that. I know that was, well, high-octane excitement.
It makes you appreciate how much production goes into these tournaments.
Oh yeah. Well, rounding gamers up. That's you talk to any team owner, it's like, oh yeah, getting everyone there.
Especially remotely,
Uh-huh.
But yeah, every tournament except for maybe DreamHack just flowed super seamlessly, and now I really appreciate that. DreamHack had those 30-minute to hour-long waits between every set. Crazy.
Yep.
Maligant said he's good at 2:30, so there's another flexibility for us.
All right, we shall see. That's going to be against Atomic, I believe.
Yep.
All right, so
You
I
are
went with
watching.
Inquisitorial.
Interesting, both of these players have a no preferences whatsoever. They just need to know when the player spawns.
It is interesting because the higher you get in level, the more the maps figure in. But let's talk about the players on this map.
Yeah. In the bottom right, we have the blue Protoss. His name is
Ad Astra.
representing the team of
Rages, Raiders.
You want to take this one, Hyper Turtle?
His opponent in the upper right, we have the red Terran. He is
Chatami.
Somebody call for an exterminator.
and he represents the team of
Angry Space Hares.
This is going to be interesting because, yeah, it's looking like Chamek's going to be getting quite a few matches in. He's going to be in the 2v2 match in the same series, but also he's going to be stepping in and taking care of a Code S match that got seriously delayed. And speaking of Chatomic, take a look down at the bottom. We have a proxy barracks, and I don't think it's going to be a big surprise with Destra not seeing a single barracks and even looking around to see if he was trying to wall off the Reaper spot or something like that.
Yeah. Astra definitely played against this type of proxy build recently, so he definitely has to know something's up here when he doesn't see that barracks.
Yeah, and there we go, a second one being added too. This is going to be Marauders. Oh, actually, that's not even a second barracks. It would be Marauders mixed with a factory in it.
What are we thinking here? Cyclones, potentially?
I think that would be the easiest for what he's going for. He is getting he's getting concussive shells, so I can only imagine how frustrating it would be to have your units slowed down and trying to deal with units that can fire while moving.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty deadly combination here. The only thing missing here, he's scouted the main repeatedly, but he hasn't actually determined the location of the proxy. And now a starport goes down on top of that with a tech lab building on the factory. This could be a tech lab swap, potentially into Banshees.
Yeah. Or he might just want some medevacs. But yeah, I think the Banshees are probably more likely. Alright, there we go. Stalker trying to back up, but already being slowed down. Concussive shells already active on those units. Pulling the probes.
Back there. Defending with some probes here. The Stalker's just swatting them away a little bit, but more Marauders are on the way here.
Right. Yeah, they are within range of the battery now. Viking. Huh. I guess the bonus damage against mech.
It looks like Warp Gate wasn't started for Adastra, which seems like a mistake. He's just focusing on getting out as many Stalkers as he can.
Right.
He can definitely afford Warp Gate at this point.
And I know a couple patches ago there was a whole thing where they made it so gateways produce Stalkers a little bit more quickly. Alright, Siege Tank Marauder, that's what we got.
So I'm loving the extra shield battery here, but with a pylon placement that far forward, I don't know if that extra battery is going to help.
Batteries in StarCraft do not power themselves. That's an important thing to remember.
Yeah, very counterintuitive. For now, it looks like Adastra is almost abandoning the mining at his natural. So a bit of a disaster situation here. Yeah. If he micros really well, he'll be able to pick off the units that are super far forward, but those siege tanks are just so good versus these stalkers, especially with no upgrades, like no blink to really get on top of them. This is a huge problem.
I would like the Immortal here, honestly, but that's just me. I don't know what the most popular way to counter is, but boy.
Yeah, Mortal would be huge here. Because there's not much infantry in front of this. Most of these units are armored as well, and Chatomics is just continuing this aggression forward with no signs of stopping whatsoever.
Blink would be another thing.
But it is going to be a macro play where we've got another...
Standing right in the Liberation Zone.
Yeah, with
another Chatomic
behind this.
Yep, he's expanding. You know, I'm sure he won't complain if the game ends right here. There we go, the tanks leapfrogging each other. 3 tanks in play, that is a lot of damage. And there we go, GG, just like that.
A bit of a cheaper start to the series. I'm also wondering if Adastra was planning something shitty of his own that he just never really got to materialize. Yeah, the aggression just started so early we didn't really even see any cut choices for Adastra.
Also, he saw the missing barracks almost right away, so I think whatever he might have had planned, it went out the window pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So
only thing missing there, like I mentioned earlier, was just seeing exactly what was being proxied. That was a bit of missing information there.
Yeah, I think it was a lot more tech heavy than he might have expected. Siege tank, good unit. I played too greedy, says Adastra. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think what he's talking about is the fact that even though he knew that was coming, he still went ahead and expanded. So waiting for one more person. KJ, I think. There we go. So Chatomic getting the first of many matches, off to a good start. So currently War Bunny is up 3-0. Alright, Justice is ready. Can I pick a color? Yes. Alright, so with Chatomic, we have to make sure to highlight that color he picked. I'm not sure actually what KJ's got this set to. I like the extra colors, even if it makes it a little harder to follow. Self-expression.
I didn't realize it was an option for extra colors, extended colors. Is that a setting
Well,
in the
no, I
specific
mean, there are extended colors if it's like extra players. But, you were just asking whether we had to do. Now I'm going to take this. So, in the lower left, we have the Terran player in lovely pink. He is
Ad Astra.
Oh, that's the Protoss player. All right, should have given more warning for that. Okay, again, that was Ad Astra. So and he is playing for
Rages Raiders.
And
in
in
the lower
top
left again.
Alright, we can redo it.
Whatever you want, but yes, in the lower left, pink Terran.
Somebody call for an exterminator.
And playing for the team of
Angry Space Hares.
So a bit more straightforward, barracks being built just a little left the usual place. What this usually means is he's planning to make an expansion very early. I mean, not expansion, add-on very early. To fill up that gap if needed. And here we go. I call this the tickling portion of the game. Because you almost always get a little of this from that first scout.
Yeah, the probe with that little 9-volt battery, just like a little zap there. You know, it's like
It works though. I mean, earlier on we saw a drone take out NSCV there. They've got their hands filled with their construction work.
And one
And
thing
just-
subtle here, one thing subtle is
Yeah.
he actually went out and then went back in. I'm glad he went back in to see the double gas and this tech build.
Yep. 2 workers on each gas. Generally, with this kind of build, you get the factory. You get the 2 saturated gases. Once you get the factory started, you move 1 off each gas. And optimally, the way the math works is that those first 2 that are mining gas are full efficiency, whereas the third one is a little bit less efficient, but still worth it. So, yeah, 2 on each is very beneficial after you've already sped that factory production up.
It also allows you to mine the gas a little bit more evenly. So, as opposed to getting 3 on one and 1 on the other, you'll keep
having them
gas
run out
alive.
at more or less the same time.
Yeah. Small subtle thing, but makes a difference at higher levels of play.
Yeah, it's interesting. With the minerals, the tooltips tell you, most efficient is 16. You can still get some benefit from the workers on minerals up to 24, and that's the way the tooltip used to show it. But with each additional worker, there's a little bit less efficiency, and there's almost always more room to put workers around at the different bases. So. Just little things there, little trivia, math facts, as they say. So we got Blink Tack and a Robo on the way for our Protoss player.
Yeah, so this is shaping up to be a much more standard game between these players, and I think I speak for everyone who says that they're really excited to see this.
Yeah, I think Ad Astra is going to be a lot more comfortable, since at this point he's going to know more or less what's coming.
Yeah. This gateway placement at the front, though, seems more geared towards PVZ than maybe PVT. This might come to bite Ad Astra in a bit, where he realizes he may have to force the issue to defend this production.
Yeah.
From a Terran player.
Or have to replace some of them.
Yeah.
And after you replace the gateway, you still also have to wait for it to turn into a warp gate, even if that's automatic and free.
That is true, yeah. And a 1-1-1 build coming out of Tatomic that's hitting right now at the front. Ad Astra trying to move forward and attack the tank, but a lot
Just
of
like that.
there instead of attacking.
Right, he lost pretty much all of his defense right there, and here are those warp gates going down.
I think he heard you.
And no energy for Chronos right now either, with a tank joining, so this is just the
Oh, and a flank from the Stalkers.
That's not bad.
It looks like Adastra blunked down from the main base to flank the tank, and now he's pulling the probes, trying to get some extra damage in. Will it be enough to actually clean this up? Not without losing a ton of workers.
Yeah, already 19 probes have gone down, and it's just going to continue. Just like that. Yeah, that move out. So those stalkers just going down way too quickly. GGWP.
Yeah, there's a GG.
We're going to be switching back to their match against Cheesy Nachos momentarily. Alright, GG's. So we're going to be switching back to the NA server again now. Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Angry Space Hares already on match point 4-0. Just a very fancy proxy, that first match. That was a little bit of everything sprinkled in. And then second one, just managed to hit at the right time, I think, with too many of the stalkers going down right away.
Yeah, so I guess question for Adastra. You did scout that there wasn't any production in the main, but did you know exactly what type of proxy was about to hit you?
Are you talking about the first or the second game?
First.
First game. The second game wasn't a proxy.
First game, I had no idea what was happening. I knew it was some aggression, but I wasn't sure what it was going to be. And I was just too greedy because I thought that I might still be able to put down a natural and try and defend it. But I knew that it was too greedy, I shouldn't have done that.
I don't know if you can actually take a... I think you can take a natural. You just need to put down a Stargate as soon as possible. It's the same, basically the same counter as double proxy Marauder. Almost.
Yeah, alright. Good to know.
Okay. Maybe I can try it.
Yeah, it's quite powerful. I saw the build on Arstem's video, and I saw it, I was like, damn. Gotta do it.
Harstem just loves to cause chaos in the community.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah,
it's good games.
Alright. So I think what we're going to be doing now is moving back to the replays again. With Angry Space Hares versus Cheesy Nachos. We're waiting for Pebble to be available, as well as Sir Malagant for the live games. So thank you very much. Adjusting schedules as needed. We're going to be moving ahead. And then, Chatomic, we're going to try to keep you updated on when that Code S match is going to be.
Sure. Might not be available in like an hour from now, but I'll be available for like an hour and 30 minutes later after that.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do, and then figure out how we want to finish things up.
I think that works out timing-wise, because Malagant said, I think, 2:30 earliest.
Yeah.
2:30 EST.
Okay. Well, just keep the communication open there. Alright, replay time.
Alright, we're gonna go back to the other match, right? So right now we were 4-0 Angry Space Hares, Rages Raiders. I'm showing the screen, the score there now. We'll switch back to...
Yeah, I'm switching back to NA.
Yeah, so Raiders have quite the task on their plate right now, because this would mean a reverse sweep into a ace match. That's the only path to winning this weekend for Raiders. Unlikely, but would be quite the weekend if that happened.
Has that happened before? We've seen a reverse sweep almost, right?
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, let me show match 14 scores right now. And there it is.
And I'm checking with Pebble on when he's going to be available. we're going to be actually doing some meetings before the playoffs about how to handle things when people aren't available. One of the things, some of the off-racing stuff just hasn't been working out unless there's been a really serious difference as far as their as far as level goes. Oop, I'm still on the wrong server. Another thing I'm going to be doing is there's a few different groups that I'm going to be doing some cross-recruiting from, like Ladder Legends. Just letting some of the beginners there know that we've got some room for this league as well. I'm also going to be collaborating with them on some content.
Yeah, I know some of the players in this league also play in some other competitive leagues as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So the SC2 competitive community is going to have a lot of overlap in terms of recruitment.
Right, especially from the lower level. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm also wondering if I could just
yeah.
go on ladder and gas people up if they beat me and just be like, hey, you should totally join this league, you know?
You know, I know Twitch streamers who do that. It's like win or lose, they always, before the end of the match, they're like, "Hey, by the way, if you want to hop on, this is my Twitch channel." You know, which sometimes, I mean, sometimes you can imagine there's a fairly toxic response, but other times, yeah, they're like, "Oh, okay, fine, let's see."
Oh, Pebble says he's available, so Lanix is Magi
Okay.
could probably play him.
All right, yeah, let's go with
We'll
that
back
then.
to the other match.
Okay, hop. Yeah.
So Lanix is gonna off race. I believe this one is okay because I saw him off race and he was 1-1 in that match, if we remember correctly, right?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I think maybe we could do is actually just do some show matches, some ones that don't count for people who are open to off racing, and get a measurement of where they stand, not just based on MMR.
Yeah, that way we can.
So that's one of the things that I'd like to do, and that could even be an opportunity to do some other kinds of play, like some older maps or some, unusual combinations.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now we're just waiting for Pebble to join us. Lennox Magi, thank you for being patient.
Yeah, no worries.
So that would be.
But yeah, I've got some ideas, and I know some of the other players have been bringing theirs up too. I'm even going to make a note for myself. FSL meeting.
So yeah,
Okay.
we'll bring Lanix Magi in here now.
He's already in.
No, on the camera, I didn't put him on there.
Oh,
So
the camera. All right.
On this one, right, for Rage's Raiders.
Yes, I'll be playing my best Protoss. It's not great.
Protoss.
I tried using Storm last night. It didn't go well.
Did you walk into it because you thought that it wouldn't last that long? I did a bunch of that.
I kept trying to cast it, but the range was shorter than I expected, and it just wouldn't work.
What was your?
Oh yeah, that's right. They lowered the range too.
Yeah.
Were you doing
what
ladder,
was that?
Lanix?
No, I was just sparring since with some of the teammates.
Gotcha.
Okay, and Lennox, you got to leave your current party for me to bring you in this one.
Yes, yes. All right.
Okay, and do we have? I don't see Pebble in game or in voice right now. Is he on? Has he gotten the camera in yet?
I don't see him there yet.
Okay, here.
While he's getting on, we could do the
Let's
other
join.
replay, but.
I'd like to just it sounds like our code beers have some places to be before long. So
Yeah, well, he needs to get on then. If that's the case, let's
Good camera,
hop on
voice,
ASAP.
and game.
No, I appreciate my nap time is going to be ending and starting again for the next child. So.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, I remember when my kid was still a baby, and I was exclusively playing team games because I'm like, okay, so in this game, at least there's a possibility that my team can finish it off by borrowing my units' income.
There
if my kid just starts crying.
So his nap time's 1 o'clock, and that's about an hour from now. So
we
So,
never.
Just to be safe, do we have a backup that can play Lanix in case Pebble can't hop on?
Who's that? I thought
Do we
I
have-
thought SOS had stepped away.
No, not him. Well, he's actually pretty good. He might be moved up to Code S. All the games I see him, he's been dominating, right?
Yeah.
So
You
we'll
know,
see how that goes.
I mean, one thought I've got is we could actually take a couple of weeks off between the season and the playoffs, specifically for like some trial matches to see who can hang with whom.
What's
But
supposed to be the
also-
cutoff between Code A and Code S?
It's still a little bit vague, but Codas generally, like Diamond 1 and Masters 1, is kind of where we've been at.
That baby on screen.
Yeah, she just woke up.
Yeah. Oh man, I actually have this great.
Joining FSL then.
I've got a great Twitch clip of my daughter when she was maybe 4, and I was playing campaign, and she just walked over to me, climbed up on me, fell asleep on me, and I'm just continuing the campaign just with my keyboard, just with my mouse hand. So I'm actually having to click on the commands on the command card, and yeah, but it looked very cute while I was at it.
So cute.
Kamish, what's the youngest you can join FSL? What's the
I mean, if you can actually start a game, I mean, I think that's just fine. I don't think we've ever had a cap for age, either high or low. So, also, if your great-grandfather wants to join in, I say more power to him.
What are you doing?
But yeah, my daughter, my daughter was actually playing some fighting games against me recently, but making a big point of just randomly jumping around. She's like, "I want to fight you crazy," and she didn't care. But no, as I've said before, I'm really trying to kind of nudge my wife into joining here because she actually knows the game pretty well, but primarily against the computer. I don't see any sign of Pebble.
Yeah,
he was just chatting a moment ago.
Maybe you can message the other family
Well,
members.
I mean, he is in Discord. But yeah, maybe he's part of a big StarCraft family.
Maybe we start with the replays then, and then whenever he's available.
We can stop the replay anytime, or we can just play one game on the replay and then come back.
Yeah, we can do that as needed. So Lanix, I'll let you turn attention back to the little Zerglin there, and then we'll let you know as soon as we're ready.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you. Okay, so replays, and we gotta form the party again too here. Right.
Alright, so this Cheesy Nachos, Angry Space Hares lead 2-0 right now.
Yes, they do. So right now we are at here, team. I'd say we go ahead and do the code B for them. That's going to be Sergeant ABC versus Pebbles. Alright.
And we don't know the results. That's the good news here.
We do not.
The best of 2. You don't really know what the score
Well,
was.
even when we were doing best of 3 replays, we always made them send us a dummy replay if it didn't go there. Which was fine as long as they also labeled the order to watch them in.
Yeah.
All right, going in blind. We are on torches. Now, Sergeant ABC, he's probably about ready for Code 8, honestly. And he's been getting coaching too, so we shall see how this goes. In the lower right, we have the yellow Zerg. He is
Sergeant ABC.
And he is playing for
Cheesy Nachos.
Top
All right,
right, we have the red Zerg. He is
Pebble.
playing for the team of
Angry Space Hares.
So right off the bat, this is a very early hatchery from so this looks like a economic play, but there's also a build that turns into a cheese on 14 workers that you could potentially do. And yeah, he puts down the spawning pool right away at 14 supply as well, as soon as he has the minerals for it. I think this is a cheese that looks like a early expand, which is very confusing when you scout.
Yeah. Now we gotta note, especially for everyone watching, this is Code B, so this is our lower level players. This is like gold 2, down as far as you want to go. Both these players know the game pretty well. They've got a lot of experience, but not quite at the Code A level yet. So some of these things we gotta kind of judge. Is this just something they haven't been reading up on as far as the meta, or are they doing something off meta and intentionally trying to, surprise their opponents? So it can go either way. Pebble, by the way, known for his trademark circling of his overlords. You see there's one at the very top that's just kind of rotating around the base. He is going to most likely have each subsequent overlord follow it, whereas Sergeant ABC uses his overlords a little bit more traditionally to scout his opponent.
I'd love to see Overlord speed kick in and just track that Overlord just to going wee around the main.
You know what I would like to see for one of Pebble's opponents, and I hope some of the Code B players are listening, but I would like to see one of you start rallying your overlords and setting them to follow Pebbles. Now granted, you might lose a couple to queens, but it'll be worth it, trust me. You will go down in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that would definitely make the FSL highlights if everyone just wants some quick fame, quick 5 minutes of fame.
Heck, I mean, even let's get a 4 Zerg player 2v2 for one of these Angry Space Hare matches. The possibilities are endless. Just a agreement between everyone to just rally all the overlords to the middle of the map and have them circle each other and mass follow. Alright, here we go. We are getting into some Zergling versus Zergling fighting here.
So, Pebbles does have enough for gas, and he's had it for quite some time, but never actually started the speed upgrade, whereas Sergeant ABC actually does have speed. Now, this is like a huge... on paper, it's a mobility boost, but in ZVZ, it effectively is a damage boost as well, just because you get better surrounds with your Zerglings. You have so much more potential.
Yep, constantly reposition themselves as they attack, and Sergeant ABC's Baneling Nest just finished, so this could just be an immediate tech win.
Yeah, just morph some Banelings into slow Zerglings. You could just choose exactly when and where you want to fight. It's not going to be a great time for Pebbles as soon as those Banelings are up that ramp.
Yeah, cancellation there, and we saw a couple of the Zerglings just kind of get drawn away to their deaths. Sergeant ABC taking his third.
Yeah, and it's not like he's defenseless back at home if somehow Pebbles does manage to get some Zerglings over to the other side of the map. There's a Spine Crawler in both Mineral Lines and a Queen.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
Ooh,
oh, the limeade exploding
all of the lings.
And yeah, this might just be it.
So Pebble's not giving up entirely here. He's going with a Spine Crawler wall off at the top, but all of those get kills, not cancels.
This is going from bad to worse. Roach Warren up, it probably won't be able to complete.
The Queen going down as well, just more links streaming across. He
definitely smells
GG.
GG. Smells blood, cast downs. Alright, so yeah, he took the attack, he took the aggression, he was able to bring that in, and Now, like I said, Sergeant ABC, with all the coaching he's getting over at Ladder Legends, he's in a good spot to move up to Code 8 very soon. Alright, well, let's hop in again, KJ, you two. And we are going to see match 2 of this. This is ZVZ Chaos here. This time on Persephone.
One thing about Sergeant ABC, and I've known him for a while since he joined, he's been a macro guy, no matter what, multiple hatcheries, dying while macroing. He's cheesing, which adds to his game, so that's great.
Okay, and it looks like Pebble is in voice now, so...
Well, we could pause this and do the real game first, if you want.
I don't think this is going to take too long, so we will see.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I want to see how this turns out. I want to see what Pebble might be doing differently here.
Yeah, just for the sake of...
Oh, speaking of which, yeah, let's go ahead and do the introductions. So, take it away.
Alright, in the bottom left, up 1-0, we have the yellow Zerg.
Sergeant ABC.
And in the top left, we have Midgard, the red Zerg. His name is...
Pebble.
So yeah, bottom left representing Cheesy Nachos, and top left representing Angry Space Hares. One thing I forgot to mention there.
Space Hares.
Yep, there we go. we're up and away.
I'll get it down eventually.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens. You know, just like playing, you gain your experience, you get the hang of it. Alright, well, both players have their spawning pools down. A little bit of difference, but not too much.
Yeah, you know, the red and yellow combination, it's like ketchup and mustard on the map right here, especially when the lings are mixed together fighting each other, you know, like...
Direct versus Sector. Yeah, I do like this. You know, especially in team games, I like it when the players kind of sort of take their teammates' color into account. You know, hot and cold, or this and that.
So yeah, let's see if Pebbles adjusts his play in any way this game. I would love to see an earlier ling speed from him, as well as just maybe like a few more units on the map to just sort of defend against Sergeant ABC's aggression.
Right. That's one of those
at
things.
At this level, also spine crawlers could be very useful. If you're less comfortable with the macro side of things, spine crawlers work a lot of the time as well, because people will a lot of the time just attack right into them.
I think Pebble had the right call as far as wanting to go into Roach Tech. It just didn't quite complete on time. You know, by the time it was almost complete, he was already being overrun. So this is where, and you see, he did actually send the Overlord to the other side of the map. He has a little bit better of an idea what's going on. But yeah, straight into Roach War, and no speed, going to Lair. So I think what this is all about is just getting the Roaches out, giving them Roach speed, and then not having to worry as much about the Zerglings or the Banelings.
Yeah, so Sergeant ABC lost an Overlord that was scouting in the main to a Queen, and now another Overlord right at the Natural is being pushed away. This might also be another kill on the Queen, especially if Lings have nothing to say about it.
This is going to be quite a bit of time where the Queen can't transfuse, though, or not transfuse, inject Larva. But I always find these interesting, because a lot of players, you see the Overlord out there, and you have to make the judgment call, is this guy trying to lure my Queen out and then surround it, or, you know, is this just an opportunity for me? So...
True.
And
I do like the choice for Roaches here for Pebbles as well.
Exactly.
Especially if they're less comfortable with the Ling Bane aggression. It's very micro intensive. Walling off and just getting like a huge amount of Roaches doing a 2-base push oftentimes can win you a ton of games at this league.
Yes, indeed. the Zerg versus Zerg early game is so awkward, in my opinion, because if you don't get enough Zerglings out at the beginning and they get a lot more than you lose. If they get the Banelings out and all you got is Zerglings, you can lose just like that. If they get the Roaches out and all you have is Lings and or Banelings, the Roaches just stand up against them so much. There is so many judgment calls to be made. And yes, I see a lot of people ask me, what's your least favorite match? And I'm like, I see a lot of matchups being complained about on Reddit and this and that. I hate mirror matches. I hate anything where the counter to what your opponent has is having more of what they're already making, which isn't always a feasible thing. So scouting just being all the more important in mirror matchups.
Yeah, that is true. Volume does really matter a lot more in mirror matchups than anything. But I think ZVZ is also very situational as well. Like, there are times where you can take a fight using a ton of speedlings versus like a clump of roaches. It just has to be in the right place.
Right, and you gotta have more of them. So.
True.
But now the roaches are out, and this time around, I said this might be a pretty quick match, but Pebble already in a much more comfortable position, a position that's going to be a lot trickier to deal with. And these Banelings, if they detonate on roaches or queens, they're wasted. They do get some Zerglings, and that one Baneling, doesn't quite make it. Another thing about ZVZ, no worker kills. Another thing about ZVZ, the double-edged sort of creep in this matchup, where you want to make sure that your bases are connected, you want to get the advantage that comes with it, but your opponent also can get the speed boost on creep and even build on creep. And
huge worker lead for Bulls right now, but it's actually getting into the very dangerous territory considering the number of roaches that Sergeant ABC has been building for the past minute. This push, if not scouted, and even if scouted at this point with this worker count, might just lead to a loss.
Yeah, that is 21 roaches versus 4 right now. And Pebble also has a very big bank that isn't getting spent, as was pointed out in the chat.
He is throwing down a couple spine crawlers, but that is going to be the first target when these roaches attack into the third. He's trying his best to get out as many units as he can right now. Throwing down a Nidus Worm right now, actually, as well as a Lurker Den. So Lurker's great unit defensively, but there's going to be a timing window where he just can't get any Lurkers out just due to the time he needs to tech up.
These roaches can just erase the space. And yes, having a lot of money isn't good. Saving it up. In real life, it can be good. I think the analogy I like to use is you can't take it with you. So in real life, if you don't keep that life going, well, your bank account doesn't do much. That gets, hopefully if your will to someone who deserves it. But yeah, you gotta make sure that you're using what you got. And yeah, Pebble really tacking in multiple directions here. He's almost got a Spire out now. And
so I think the situation is actually changing a little bit now, because Pebbles has the superior tech, and he actually has a pretty sizable amount of roaches now, to the point where I think he may actually be able to engage this army.
32 roaches to 33. So I 100% agree with that. I'm curious where he's going to be going with this. Lurkers are going to be what works well against the roaches. Mutalisks, they need a lot of time to kill even a few roaches.
Right.
However,
Sergeant ABC is also adding on the Hydras right now, albeit without range upgrades. Yeah, no range upgrades or speed upgrades.
And again, these are our lower level players, so you're going to be seeing some stuff that, they're still learning, basically. So you might see some unusual matchups here and have to figure out how they match together. And there we go. Not a good position to take with the high ground and that choke point. And Sergeant ABC realizes that almost right away.
Yeah, great defensive location for Pebbles right here. Love to see him take down his third base as well, but Sergeant ABC is trying to press the issue right now.
Yeah.
He sees that it's not really going to work out, so I think he's going to loop around and try to attack the natural from a different angle. But Pebbles is right all over this. I'd love to see him stutter step right in. Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
Now, Pebbles never did get a replacement for that third base that got sniped, so with the amount of money he has, that might not be as much of a direct issue, but hatcheries also mean larvae. You know, that's also your production facility, so even if he made like a macro hatchery in his main or natural, you know, he needs that production going. There are the lurkers.
Yeah, so the lurkers are out, so superior army in terms of technology for Pebbles. But one thing I'm noticing is there are no upgrades for Pebbles. Like, the longer that this game goes, the more of a chance that Sergeant A.
No attack or armor
units are just going to be
anyway.
better overall, and without that third, really... True. No attack or armor upgrades.
He does have all of his speed upgrades and range, too, for Hydras. Ooh, okay, let's see what these mutalisks are up to. Looks like they are planning to go for harassment here.
3 muta hit squad going for the fourth base. But yeah, I think the window for Pebbles may be closing here. I think if you want to stay on 2 bases, maybe just morphing a ton of lurkers and just sending it at to the natural may have been the move.
Yeah, he's got his third almost complete now, and in case it hasn't been on camera, he also does have his Overlord conga line going around his main. So style points are also a big factor here.
Ooh, ton of spore crawlers to eliminate those mutas. It wasn't a
little bit of an overreaction.
Yeah, a bit of an overreaction, but yeah, well, definitely an overreaction considering there was only 3 and there's no more on the way.
Let's
but
see,
I think
6
Pebbles
spore crawlers
will
with
not
3
make
more
any
coming. Yeah. Yeah, I think the muta thing was a nice little idea that he kind of tried and then abandoned. What's really going to be the big part of this is the lurkers. Whether he has them ready, whether he has them positioned right, whether he burrows them on time. Lurkers are very tricky to deal with, especially at lower level.
The player has an
Sergeant
overseer with their
ABC
army.
his own lurkers.
Yes, this is an interesting one because it is okay. Just kind of a reinforcement, Nidus.
Very close to his bases, though. I'm wondering if this is a Nidus to simply psych out the opponent. This can be a good psychological move because when you hear that sound, you start to panic as a Zerg player. You're checking everywhere. Usually, your main is the primary suspect.
As any player. I mean, honestly, I panic more with hearing that sound than I do when I hear a nuclear launch detected.
Yeah, at least with a nuke, you have like 5 business days to respond and find that dot. But like with a Nidus, it's like good luck.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move all my workers away from the mineral lines for a moment, and then get ready to move them back. Oh, look at all those lurkers from Sergeant ABC.
And they're getting into the ideal position right here. Now there's a decent arc here, but Pebbles doesn't have his lurkers burrowed.
And not that many of them either. He needs to be able to just pick them off one by one.
Yeah, that's right. Sergeant ABC does have detection, whereas Pebbles does not. Oh, no, here's some detection from Pebbles. But a little too late. The army's gone.
Right, he doesn't have any Ravagers or... much less... Yeah, there we go. GG. So, as far as Cheesy Nachos and Angry Space, they tied 2v2. Without further ado, let us move into our Code B match for Angry Space Hares against Cheesy Nachos.
Angry Space Hares versus Rage's Raiders, right?
Yes, sorry. Yes, Rage's Raiders represent.
Alright, they tied
All
up.
right,
Now we're going to move to the other match.
Yep, we're going to move to the match where the Angry Space Hares are actually ahead 4-0. So welcome Pebbles, welcome Lennox matchup. Hey, we're going to get into that. And actually, we're going to try to keep things moving to... do either of you have any map preferences? That's the big thing.
None.
All right.
I'm not good enough with this faction to have to care.
And Pebbles, are you in game? Let me see. I know you go.
It's Midgard.
Under Midgard.
Yep.
And here, are you in the FSL chat?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There you are. Okay. You were just a little burrowed, that's all. Okay. So we'll get into this. I'm gonna put you guys on Last Fantasy because none of the higher level players have the courage, and I know the two of you are nice and bold.
Oh, this will be fun.
Yeah, that's what we're all about. For those who don't know, the F stands for fun in FSL. So, all right, I'm gonna move you to your chat rooms, and Pebble, you're gonna be able to stick around for the 2v2 match as well.
If I'm needed, I guess.
Okay, you are needed. War Bunnies, I think, is still out on that plumbing job he got called to. Lucky him, but he's making the money. All right, get you into your lobbies, and we will move ahead.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, a lot of improvising we're doing right now, just to accommodate some of the North America versus Europe schedules. I mean, heck, we even had someone Canadian playing earlier with us, well, someone in Canada anyway. All right, we're just going to move ahead, though. On Last Fantasy.
Yeah, me personally, I love the 3-player, 4-player spawn maps.
They're definitely more fun to cast.
Yeah, I mean, this was part of the discussion about how Legacy of the Void kind of lost a lot of the things that made things fun for the viewer. 3-4-player spawn maps disappearing was one of those subjects. Personally, I think it's fun to play and also to cast, but I think some people complain specifically about the minerals for the top spawn, because apparently you have fewer close minerals than the other bases. Which translates to like a little less income per minute. Not something that's going to decide a game, but it's just something that's like some people view as like fundamentally broken, as well as like the rush senses on this map.
Hold the thought, because in the lower left we have the light blue Protoss. He is
Lanix Magi.
And he is playing for
Rages Raiders.
And in the right-hand side, we have the red Terran player. His name is
Pebble.
And he is playing for the team of
Angry Space Hares.
And this is very cute because they're actually both off-race, and I think there might have been a little bit of a misunderstanding because we thought someone else would be representing the Angry Space Hares. But yeah, we are going Protoss versus Terran, not the primary race for either. Anyway, like I said, we were holding that thought, and one of the big parts of it is 3-player maps are kind of a halfway point. You know, obviously it's halfway between 2-player and 3-player, but the deal is, yeah, you don't know where your opponent has spawned. Oh, and the cheeky little pylon block there. But there's the process of elimination if it's a 3-player map. If you don't scout them at the right spot, you don't know what their tech is, but you do know that they must, by process of elimination, be in that 3rd spot. So, and I mean, obviously, Team Liquid Map Contest are choosing to continue on with that. Yes, you're welcome. So we figured they said they were all right with anything. Now, this is one of those things. Okay, you're Terran. There's a pylon in the way. But one of the things you can do is just build your command center slightly off and then lift it up and drop it again. But nothing wrong with eliminating it ahead of time, too.
Yeah, so I've actually also seen Pebble play Race versus Sopuli in a different weekend, so I wonder how comfortable he is with Terran exactly. Not the first time we've seen him do something like this.
His brothers as well. Like, off-race and his Terran seems to be a thing with them. Like, not even when they have... Sometimes when they don't even have to. Sometimes the first match just didn't go well, or they feel it complements things more in team games. So, I mean, he definitely has people who have who know about Terran in the household, and what I'm seeing here is going to be a very tier 1 unit matchup. We're getting Zealots out, we're getting Marines out, and I feel like they're going to try to hit each other with fairly basic units. Here, just a moment. Player 2. Player 1. Yeah, Pebble has not scouted where his opponent is, so he's got some Marines that are just sort of getting together outside of the race where there isn't anyone.
Running up the ramp right now just to see if there's any buildings there. Didn't see anything and immediately pulls back.
Yeah, that might be a rough time for that, because we have some slow Zealots and a Stalker on their way to Pebble's base, and getting some early hits against the Marines.
Right, yeah, and the Zealots are there with a flank to prevent the flank.
This is a matchup where Marines can excel if they're microed. If it's just playing a move, those Marines just don't last as long. So, and plus...
Yeah, likewise, with the Stalkers with the extra range, the ability to kite Marines here before any upgrades even come out. This early on.
They do drive them off, though. I mean, lost a few Marines, but he's got more on the way. As well as combat shields. He does not have STEM being researched yet.
So Lennox went for a Twilight Council opening. Hasn't quite picked a upgrade to really go for here. Right. Seems like Stalkers are going to be his unit of choice, so I'd love to see him like start Blink here.
At the same time, if you're not used to playing Protoss, I think Charge is an upgrade that's a lot easier to use, but it will be Blink. And I will say, if you've done a lot of campaign and co-op play, you probably have gotten some good practice with Blink. We will see. So, this is... And yeah, he is actually pylon blocked. He is queuing up a bunch of them now. And yeah, we're going to be seeing some players who aren't top level and also aren't playing their usual race. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they adapt to this. They are not going to be very well practiced with this.
So this is a little awkward, but the armies kind of slip past each other where Pebbles was kind of rallying past where the army was moving and tries to get right on top of these Stalkers.
Yeah, Stutter stepping a bit towards them, but the numbers game just came into play here. Right now, Lanix Magi just has a lot more units. And yeah, back at home, Pebble did not make... he did not change his command centers into orbitals either.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. Just no scans whatsoever.
I'm going to let them know between these two matches that Pebble doesn't have to off race, just Lanix Magi does. Because I think that was a little bit miscommunicated because the roster got switched around as far as who would be playing.
Yeah, I think we want to just make sure that that was an intentional choice just to keep things super fair.
Well, Lanix Magi right now content to just kind of make sure that that third isn't expanded to again. And he is going into Stargate Tech, actually. I see this a lot of, when people are playing with races they're not as familiar with, just kind of grabbing a little bit of everything, tech-wise. And we do have STEM being researched. Their army supply is actually really close.
In games like this where orbitals were completely forgotten, I'm sure Lanix doesn't know that since he never made it into the main, but DTs would be killer here.
Yeah, if you want to go for overkill, DTs would certainly be an option here. There's no starport yet, so Ravens aren't even a possibility. But no, I think he's going with a standard gateway, but then I guess following up with it, the air. He hasn't started anything on the Stargates just yet.
Yeah, it looks like he's tacking on more production facilities right now, getting the Robo and a couple more gateways. On this eco, I would love to see him add on maybe another 2 gateways. I think that he should be able to support something like that.
Yeah, the gateway
definitely not all in from Lanix.
They're just kind of feeling each other out. The big thing right now is that Lanix Magi now has his third base gradually being saturated. He's also remembering to do his Chronos as well. Whereas Pebble, well, I mean, he's on 2 bases. He did make the orbitals. He noticed that. Now he just has to remember to use them as the energy becomes available. And just Marine Marauder, Marine Marauder, Marine Marauder. He's added the starport now too, so we're kind of going. Basically, we're going to be going to the mid game, all the way up at almost the 9-minute mark. That's where the tech is right now for both of them.
It's like a huge amount of Marine Marauder here. No medevacs, but a tank in the back to really support them. I think Lanix may be overstaying his welcome here a bit and maybe should pull back before he loses.
And if he remembers to stem here, that could be pretty powerful. He's got to remember to use that, though. He's got it researched.
And it looks like Lanix was producing a Phoenix here, possibly to lift up the siege tanks that he knows are coming. We have a bit of a counterattack. Zealots moving across the map to, I assume, counterattack the third or the natural. Pebble doesn't have a third just yet, but
they're both circling around to each other. And then just a little call out: the 2 different probes who have currently walled themselves in the main. Happens to the best of us. I just don't usually see it doubled. Oh yeah.
Yeah, love this move from Lanix here to counterattack the natural. This is a big problem for Terran now.
Yep. So supply depots are brought up. Pebble's army is just kind of sitting there right now. He hasn't made the decision to either move them ahead or send them back.
Yeah, so effectively, Pebbles is back on a 1-base economy. He even breaks the wall. He wasn't able to repair the other depot in time. With this many Zealots on top of the production, he could just pick away at the army that's coming out of Pebbles' base. And now he just has to defend the front, and that would be game. But a big move from Command takes in some damage, but he's right on top of the tank, so it's kind of unclear how this is going.
He's remembering to stutter step here and there, but not stem. So I think this is just it. So this will be Rage's Raiders putting a point on the chart finally.
Icons are pretty good.
They are. We got the GG. Yeah, both sides were. You know, I was mentioning the not stimming. Also, there wasn't really any stimming either. Here, go with the next map here.
Yeah, maybe we just give them.
I'm gonna let Pebble know in the party. So I'm just checking to make sure that Pebble knows.
Okay. He is ready. He mentioned he's ready, so I assume this is an intentional choice.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and switch to Zerg. It's fine. See, he was going off a post in our Discord from earlier when we were saying that both the Code B players would be off racing, but that was before we knew Pebble would be available. And yes, this is the off racing to go to a lower league. That's something that we're going to be defining a little bit more as far as the rules and guidelines go, and we might even require them to do some show matches off race so that we know for sure that they really are.
You are watching.
They really have that far left to go. All right. In the lower right, we have the light blue Protoss. He is
Lanix Magi.
and he is playing for
Rages Raiders.
And in the top left, we have the red Zerg. He is
Pebble.
and he's playing for the team of.
Angry Space Hares.
All right, so yeah, check out the number of viewers. We're up to 47. Thank you very much for everyone joining us today. This is the FSL, the Fun Star League, and right now we're doing the Code B representatives of these two teams, our lower level players.
Yeah, so on the off-race topic, with Lanix is off-racing here in this particular case, but generally, it feels like the trouble with the off-racing is even if like the players don't have a ton of experience on the race, like they can quickly get out of it just because they have like the fundamentals on another race to perform at a level.
They've got a good idea of how to handle their macro in, as well as some micro tricks too. You know, Codehouse, we've been a little bit more lenient as far as like master 1 or 2 players in Codehouse because they really are oftentimes heavily practiced on 1, maybe 2 of those races, but at that level it is so difficult to actually be like an even higher level as all 3 races. But at Code A and Code B, a little bit less. So they have to really be unexperienced. So we will see. I think Lanix Magi fits the bill, though, and we did kind of check ahead of time. But yeah, here we are with a couple of slow zealots doing a harassment run.
Yeah, so this is something that I know that Mixed Magi has been practicing. Just like quick 2-gate opener, crank out 2 zealots and just march them across the map just to make Zerg feel uncomfortable.
Oh boy, and boy is Zerg feeling uncomfortable now.
Yeah, 4 Lings on the way, 2 Queens.
Yep.
Yeah, so this
There's
is
the
almost like
surround.
hitting at the time that a Reaper would hit, which is very interesting. But yeah, it gets cleaned up.
But yes, it's like going forward. We're thinking about if they want to be able to off race to Code A or Code B, they almost have to pass a test to prove that they really are that unfamiliar with the race. And yeah, I think we can do that. And Lanix Magi, of course, yes, he is doing high mineral, pushing out those zealots. Once he does have charge for them, things will be a different story. It's a question of how to get there.
Yeah, so Twilight counts a choice again for Lanix. So I assume this is going to be a charge play. Yep, and he
This
starts
time
the
he does go charge.
away.
And no, this is Code... So, Code S is our high-level players. Code A, mid-level. Code B that we're watching now, this is low-level players. And we also have 2v2, where they can put whomever they want in. And then there's also room for an ace match if things get tied. Here we go, just doubling down on the Zealots. And the thing there, yeah, they actually have to step out to chase the Zerglings away. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot more on the Team Liquid calendar. So what we have here, these are team leagues, but each team has players who are at different levels. And it has to be, similarly skilled players against similarly skilled players, meaning, yeah, you gotta be able to recruit some mid and low level players too. We are going to be doing Codehouse for this one a little bit later. The schedule is a little bit messy, so we're kind of jumping between 2 team matchups with replays for the other. And we are going Dark Templar, so this This might be something a little bit tricky for Pebble to respond to. He does not have a lair yet, does not have any spore crawlers. And
even
it's
if he
interesting.
reactively builds them, there's the potential that the Dark Templar just snipe the spore crawlers, so... and Lennox moving out with the Zealots as well. It looks like he's just trying to actually just cancel this third base and see what he can do beyond that.
I think he's just going to have the Zerglings outnumbered and outpowered.
9 roaches on the way, though, for Pebbles. Or Pebble. So 9 roaches should be able to clean this up, especially with Micro and Kiting, but I'm really curious as to what the response to the Templar is going to be.
Okay, roaches, not bad. As far as this goes, each pair of matches gives points to their team, and we want the winner's first team to reach 5 wins between all of these. We do not have prize pools for this team league. We do some other stuff where there are some prize pools, and if you do want to donate, then we use the Psystorm Gaming Patreon. That's something we haven't really been promoting that much lately, but we're looking for some other things, as well as trying to get back into some of the Pros and Joes matchups that we did before. And here we go. I think this is just an instant win, because there are no Overseers. Well, he does have a lair, so we can at least start morphing the Overseers when he's ready. But yeah, no Spore Crawlers, and by the time he gets an Overseer over there, these roaches could be gone.
Love this from Lennox to split off a Dark Templar into the natural here to get the eco damage while he's cleaning up the army. Now the question is, Pebble has realized that there is cloaked units, so he starts a Overseer right now, but with this many DTs...
He makes 3 Spine Crawlers. What he really needs is like 2 Spine Crawlers and a Spore Crawler. Okay, but there we go. There's the Overseer, so at the very least these guys won't be able to get into the main, but I mean the third is completely undefended still, not even completed yet. And so basically he's on the ropes right now.
Yeah, so if you look at the workers killed tab, overall this game 13 workers were killed by Lennox. So yeah, definitely Zerg suffering economically here, especially because those workers at the natural got evac'd, some of them dying in the attack. Now Pebble should be able to swap this away, but at what cost at this point? Protoss is fully saturated on 2 bases, has a third base that they can mine from at any point.
And the Overseer not being able to keep up with the Roaches. Roaches have speed, Overseer does not. And look at Lennox. He's got the Dark Templar blink being researched.
Yeah, to get right on top of that army. With the latest patch, they reduced the delay in attacking after a Dark Templar blink.
Yeah, that doesn't come into play that much unless they're like blinking right on top of an army or a planetary, so that they can get their first swing in before they get killed.
Yeah, and even if Lennox or Pebble gets enough units to negate the Dark Templar, he always has the option of morphing these into Archons as well to add some splash damage.
That's the way it goes, yes.
So Lennox making a smart move here to split off part of his army, because he has more than enough to defend this. Going for some more eco damage, because there's only one Overseer, and it is not in the main right now.
Yeah, look at them. They actually could have walked right past those Spine Crawlers, but yeah, they decide to just take those out so they don't have to worry about them. GG. We are now off to 4-2.
So we'll be going into the team matches for Angry Space Hares versus Rage's Raiders next.
That I'm not sure, because I think Chitomic had to step away for a little while.
Okay.
Let's see.
You guys
Up and then we're done.
Questions now.
Yeah.
Whew.
I know. Von Lippert got some great questions to ask.
Do I?
Apparently you do. You heard it here first.
It's really difficult to try and test people's off-race skills where as a Code A player, I'm going to have a couple of cheesy builds for Terran and Protoss that if you're testing me on my macro for Protoss, I might look like a Code B, but being able to cheese, I could take a couple maps off Code B players that aren't used to it.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing. In the end, I'm just working hard to try to get more Code B players recruited.
Yep.
And yeah, Pebble, good job. It was, first match was interesting when you were both off racing. I noticed, like, Lennox Magi researched Blink, but it didn't really get used. Pebble researched Stem, and it never got used. So that's the tricky thing here. Highest league here is Code S. So that's our Diamond and Low Masters players. So we're going to have to... I think Jatomic had to step away, so I don't think we're ready for 2v2 just yet.
Good deal. No, good games. That was interesting. I enjoyed playing both of those.
Yeah, good games.
Yep. So 2v2 is all that's left on the live matchup. So yeah, we'll just let Jatomic comes back. He's also going to be doing Code S, the high-level match for the other one. So we'll just go back to replays and see what we can get here. But yeah, thank you very much for making the time there. And Pebble, thank you very much for keeping those Overlord conga lines going.
But yeah, I accidentally brought them into battle with me because I took the lead one as I was overseer.
Oh, the lead one turned into an over. That's an interesting take on it. But yeah, Pebble, if you can just hang around for when we get Jatomic back, let us know if you do have to step away.
All right.
All right. Okay, back into replays here. We're doing replays for a different team matchup that we had. This is Cheesy Nachos versus Angry Space Hares. Just checking these two. So we are all done with the 1v1s for that matchup. Okay. So what we have left is Code A for this matchup. Sopley versus Nachos. Team captain playing here. First map, they are going to be on ley lines. Yep, here we go. So yeah, this one, like I said, from replay, and it's a different matchup. We're trying to get everything done. We are very close to the end of the season. So we're going to try to get the standings finished up very quickly for the playoffs, and so that basically we don't have too much trouble scheduling around all the holidays. Alright, who wants to introduce our friend?
Bottom left, playing the red Zerg, we have...
Sopley. Evolution complete.
Playing for the team of...
Angry Space Hares.
And in the top right, we have the purple Zerg. He is...
Nachos.
Playing for the team of...
Cheesy Nachos.
So yeah, both players going for a hatch first opener here. No cheeky behavior in game one just yet.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of ZVZ in today. And so, yeah, these are our more middle-level matches. No off-racing confusion around here. Also, just update, War Bunny is back from his work, so he can do the 2v2 match after we're done with these two.
Sounds good.
So does that mean Midgard doesn't play anymore? You might want to let
No, well, it depends on Jatomic, whether Jatomic gets back in time. We're to do this match. If this match if Jatomic is available after this match, he'll probably be teaming with War Bunnies. Otherwise, it'll be War Bunnies and Pebbles.
So yeah, 4 scouting Zerglings being made by Stopuli here. I think the goal of these Zerglings is just going to be to run into the third, check to see if there is a third. That's one thing. Maybe pick off a drone here or there and just figure out what's going on. Looks like no feed just yet from Nachos, but that should be started shortly with the first 100 guess. There we go. And Sopuli electing for the early third base as well, so this lends itself really well to Lingbane styles. Get all that larva going.
Nachos is going to know right away, though, because his second overlord is set to scout that.
Yeah, Nachos loses an overlord in
though.
Nachos loses an overlord in the natural.
Yep. Nachos also going to Baneland Tech here. And this is the... Yep. Baneland Tech on the other side as well. So a lot of this is going to come down to how good the hits are and who moves on to Roach Tech first. I want to say Sopli already taken the third as well. Nachos run a little bit late from what you consider the standard time.
Sopli's Baneling Nest timing looks like we're going to get... You think that's defensive, or we're going to see a little aggression?
I think it's defensive for now, but well, once you feel safe, the sky's the limit there. The big thing right now is trying to establish the third, making sure that a bunch of Lings don't just run up and snipe it. So that's my take there.
Yeah, that's the thing with ZVZ. You never really know like when you're going to start aggression or just keep droning. Typically, the completion of speed is a marker for the like the amp up of the game. People usually start to flood Lings and just try to do the Lingbane knife fight essentially.
Yeah. And let me quickly answer a very good question in chat. What does Sopli mean? A Sopli is a kind of lemon. So yeah, nice little critter.
A type of lemming or lemon?
Lemming, so a rodent.
Oh,
that's very closely related to lemon. So that's what he named himself afterwards, and yeah, it's pronounced Sopoli. So
I always think of the old video game where you got the cliffs.
Absolutely, and honestly, which Blizzard's early game, The Lost Viking, kind of took some inspiration from, although, puzzle platformer, but one where you're not sacrificing a certain number of them. Oh, and there we go, Lings get into the natural.
Yeah, a lot of queens and the Lings from Sopli right on top of this, though, and the Lings were kind of split up, too, so part of the army attacked, now the other half of the army is attacking. Baneling crashes on the queen instead of the workers. Oh, and Sopli can... Oh, was that Sopli's Banelings, or was that...
yeah, good question.
I think that was Nachos Banelings, but in the end, almost no economic damage done, even though he had to defend a little bit with the drones.
Yeah, no workers killed this game for either player.
30 Lings lost. For Sopli.
Yeah.
Huge. So yeah, the Raptors are being added on kind of early here. But...
Overlord Snipe, man. Love it. But yeah, the Ravagers don't do very well against a large number of Zerglings. There's a lot of surface area for the Zerglings to hit, and, you don't really bile Zerglings unless you're willing to let the biles hit your units too, but I will say, these Banelings, that makes things look a lot more promising.
Yeah, this is looking like Sopuli wants to go for a big one-punch attack right now that's going to basically kill the army if it is there. If not, just kill a bunch of workers. And huge.
There we go.
That was a
Lings and
Banelink
Danes.
trade, but I think that was more expensive for Sopuli. But the problem is like, where's the rest of Nachos' army to actually clean up the rest of this?
I don't think Sopoli is going to be sad about that at all. He is at triple the army supply right now, and just like that, GG, Sopoli has taken the match.
Sopoli. Evolution complete.
Checked out. So, that brings War Bunnies up 3-2. Or the Angry Space Hares up 3-2 against the Cheesy Nachos. We're going to be taking a look at the next match in there right now.
Yeah, so
Nucleo stepping away
start
for a
the lobby
moment.
real quick. We can start the lobby real quick. I'll be quick.
Okay. Yeah, as long as you're in the replay. This is... It's cute. You know, we're doing replays, but with all the issues that come with live broadcasting. Alright, we are getting to the second match of Sopoli versus Nachos. Along with his name, I should note, Sopoli, a Finnish player, hence the Cyril portrait there.
Wouldn't have noticed.
Alright, well, I'm posting in the Twitch chat then. They probably can't hear us. Okay, now we're back up. Let's see if this finishes loading though. We might have to quit out of the game and recreate.
Yep, I can do a quick restart if that's where we're headed.
Alright, here. Yeah, I'm just going to Task Manager and getting it closed and reopened. Otherwise, we have to wait for it to time out.
Alright.
As he said, all the fun of a live broadcast.
Oh yeah. You know, for those of you who are getting ready to start doing your own events, learn from us.
Oh, good thing
Are we on America's server?
Load again.
Yeah. I'm bringing up the game again. Oh, Nucleo's already back. Good. Yeah, so we had to recreate. Alright, first of all, let's get everyone in party. And KJ, you'll have to leave the previous party.
So, should I just restart my client because I'm still loading in?
Yeah, just force quit out of StarCraft 2.
While we set this up, Pepper Turtle, what's the format of the next
Playoffs?
Yeah, thank you. Words were failing me there. What's the format of the playoffs? We've got one more week, I think, of regular games.
I think that one's just going to be your basic bracket stuff. So we're going to be placing people based on where they're at.
So single elimination playoffs?
Yeah, single elimination. With the number one seed, I believe, able to skip into the semifinals.
Hey, I'm
Okay.
So we'll be posting that.
Replay file for some reason.
Really?
Well, the other one loaded, but this one just kind of failed on me. Hold on. Let me restart my my client.
Is this the?
Oh, I thought you already did.
No, I didn't. I didn't have a problem. So.
Oh, okay.
Is this the right replay? Because it looks like it's a 2v2 that we're loading into right now.
Yeah,
it's
you're
War
right. I
Bunnies
think it is.
Populi versus Nachos Instability.
Okay, that might have something to do with it.
Alright, I'll restart my SC2 client again.
Everybody terminate your program.
Rule of threes, right?
Mm-hmm. Third time's always the charm. I don't think it's a lag issue when it comes to the replays. I think that was just a client thing or an issue with the replay itself. Also, I know at least the second time it shows the wrong one. Okay, Sopley versus Nachos 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Sopley is another one of the players that's likely going to be bumped up into Code S next season as well. Showed a ton of improvement during this team league.
That's the thing. We've got slots for lower level players, but, you know, annoyingly enough, they keep improving.
Maybe one day we'll even have an S plus tier.
Well, we have in the past, just not for League. But yeah, we tend to run a little bit low on the Code B players. KJ, are you still... I think it still shows you in game. Party. And yes, we got room for bigger rodents, alright. You know, a rodent is pretty much anything, any mammal that has those big incisors in the front. I think there's some other qualities too. But yeah, you'd be amazed at like how big some breeds of rabbits are. Like the Rex breed. I know War Bunnies is big on them. Alright, yeah, go ahead and join Freedom. Alright. Like we said, third try. My fingers are crossed, I hope yours are too. That seems to be chugging along faster.
You are watching FSL.
Alright. After much ado, in the upper left, we have the red Zerg. He is
Sapoli. Evolution complete.
And he is playing for the team of
Angry Space Hares.
And in the bottom left, we have the purple Zerg player. He is
Nachos.
And he's playing for the team of
Cheesy Nachos.
Alright. But yes, Angry Space Hares, their team captain is War Bunnies, and he is a very legitimate rabbit enthusiast.
I hear they make nice pets.
Yeah, well, he's actually a member of the House Rabbit Society. They work on educating families about the proper ways to take care of domesticated rabbits. Yeah, it's a big thing. They've got more personality than a lot of people think. They can be litter box trained, and they require actually more attention than you'd think. So,
If I remember correctly, they're also social as well. They prefer to have another pair. Yeah.
They're social, but also there is very much sort of rank to them too. They will try to establish who's the more dominant. They will remember if you pay more attention to one than the other.
Very interesting.
Stomp their feet. Oh yeah, yeah. Just hit War Bunnies up sometimes. He has a lot to share. Okay, well the Naturals are going pretty close together at the moment. The big difference being Sopley getting his spawning pool open just a tiny bit ahead of time. Or if we want to do rabbit puns, just a hair ahead of time.
But yeah, both very standard openings here coming out from the from Sophily and Nachos.
We gotta add a cricket sound effect along with those player introductions and the GGs. And yes, I believe Nachos is a legitimate cheese enthusiast, so I think it all adds up well.
Softly pulled
Alright.
one guy off gas, which I think is a little more standard, whereas Nachos is keeping 3 on. I don't know if he's going to use that gas for something later.
Might be early Banelands. Nachos making sure to get the wall off here. Keep the queen right there in the gap. Yeah, there's some different takes on it. I know a lot of people pull 2 of the drones off gas as soon as they start researching Zerglin speed, and then put them on around when the 3rd starts.
Yep.
The other interesting bit is going to be when he moves his drone back on it to get the full 3. And there we go, 2 queens chasing down that overlord at the space exceeding a racing snail, and they get it.
Yeah, this setup from Nachos really seems like this is going to be a 3 gas roast, 2 base roach push. This is a great build if you just don't want to deal with speedlings.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, he's only now remembering that there's a bit of a gap in that wall the queens have to cover. But he's going to want to make sure to get something done early on, since he's delaying his 3rd so much. And softly, yeah, the hatchery just completed. Matheson seems to know a lot about everything, but it's mostly because I keep whispering in his ear. One-hour availability, okay. And we're trying to get everything in. We're juggling 2 different team matchups at once, one of them primarily on replays. Matheson is all ears. You better believe me, and boy, a lot of mouth too. He says something about just about everything. Yeah, I still find it interesting. You know, you mentioned that whole thing with pulling only 1 drone off the gas. He still hasn't put a drone back on there. Still just 2 out of 3, Sopley's main. And Nachos he is in the process of taking his 3rd. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of roaches spawning on both sides here. Both of them researching speed, both of them researching +1 ranged attack. With it it's going to be completing very soon for Nachos. And Sopley avenging his lost overlord.
Like a overlord that was maybe rallied earlier on to hide in the dead space.
Maybe, but we are moving on the offensive. Sopley is sending a lot of lings over to where Nachos is trying to get his 3rd established. He's got some lings and just 2 roaches there. Yeah, this could actually be cleaned up quickly. This is what we were talking about, where you got the surrounds and you got the upgrades and the numbers. Zerglings can definitely take out roaches. This is gonna put Nachos way behind, both as far as economy and production goes. That's the tricky thing. You really do rely on those hatcheries. And I was just going to mention, and he did it, he went ahead and added a macro hatchery to make sure that he can get the larva going again soon.
1-1 is done, though, so if he can get that critical number of roaches, these lings are going to have a hard time getting anything done.
Exactly. You could do quite a bit of damage. Both of them pumping the roaches out. Roach versus roach, a standard is EVZ.
Tale is old this time, really. But yeah, with that +1 carapace upgrade on the roaches, it's going to really reduce the efficacy of these Zerglings from Sopuli. But they're just lying in wait. They're just waiting for Sopuli to for Nachos to try to expand again and just jump on that and cancel it.
Look at Overseer going down.
Great
Sopley
scout.
is moving out. He's bringing the Ravagers with him. And here he is, hopping onto the creep and getting that speed boost. Meanwhile, Nacho's still moving the other direction here. Just queens here, and those biles are raining down on them. They don't last long. Nacho's being forced to turn around, but he does have a decent number of roaches in the base. If they can just sandbag things. Kind of a nice little surround on the Ravagers, actually, but the Zerglings heading straight into the main mineral line.
Yeah, I've seen this move from Sopuli before, where he just sends his lings into the main, just straight through past the army, while he just does more damage at the front.
And another expansion
cancel from Nachos.
Canceled.
Even just being on 2.5 bases for Sopley, that's gonna scale really nicely as Nachos minerals are already starting to run low in the main.
Yeah, and the worker
Noteworthy.
count difference is huge now, 52 versus 31.
Sopley not even droning right now. He is just getting those upgrades out, getting some more overlords as well, and making sure that his third is still defended.
He's got a bank to work through.
Yeah, the longer this goes, the more the supply difference is just going to increase and increase and increase.
I'm just curious. We see in FSL we see a lot of people getting Burrow and never using it. So I'm curious. Sopley is a bit more experienced. Like where he's gonna, is he gonna be healing any of his roaches or trying to set some traps for his opponent? A lot of time it just kind of ends up there. Or I mean, another one of the Burrow uses that I don't see used nearly as often as you'd think. When your workers are being harassed, just burrow them all until you have the defenses up.
Yeah, or maybe another move with tunneling claws, but that requires a bit more investment, of course.
Yeah, honestly, something I see in FSL surprisingly often is people researching tunneling claws and not remembering to also research burrow. It is a very weird pair of upgrades. You'd think that burrow movement would not even be available until you had burrow, but there it goes.
Oh, and Nachos is attacking his own Evo. Bit missed the click there.
Yeah, we have the GG right there. Okay, and where does that leave those replays? That's 4-2?
Yes, sir. I'm showing the
Okay.
score right now.
Yep, and we're working on getting the 2v2 match, or the Code S match for those ready to go. That one will be played live. Now, let me check in whether War Bunny has his camera working now.
We got our rodent-based chat going on here.
Yep, Bunny versus Lemon.
Looks like they're talking about capybaras and everything.
Okay. Yeah, capybaras. They're one of those. They're definitely hitting a stuffed animal market right now. And I think in Kanto, I think there were some of them kind of lurking around there that just got people going. I'm just checking where
I have to
Bunny
drop
is.
off, but this has been fun, guys.
All right, till next time.
Weekend. Yep.
War Bunny still hasn't changed into his non-plumbing clothes, so we're just seeing what the best course of action is. We've made it pretty clear that the cameras are required. But we want to get our 2v2 match with Rage's Raiders going. Rage's Raiders and Angry Space Hares.
Looks like some smack talk is being talked in the chat between some rivals.
As well it should be. Honestly, some smack talk going on against our bot Matheson. And yes, you better believe that War Bunnies and I have our running gags when it comes to Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's no ordinary rabbit. That's the most vicious little rodent you ever set eyes on. I think the stream might be lagging again too, though. Try to warn them, but no, it's just harmless little bunny in it. refresh my view. Just check with my phone just a moment.
So while we're waiting here,
Should we do a quick break, or what are we doing?
Yeah, let's take a break and figure things out. We might... I think it's possible that the best thing to do right now might be to actually go offline, and you guys can get back on Twitch stream again when War Bunnies, Chatomic, and the rest of the gang are all ready.
We don't have any more replays to play?
Nope. No, we did all 6 of them.
And Shatomic is not back yet, right? So.
Right.
We'll be right back. We'll play.
Yeah. So I'm gonna step off then and start getting my house ready, and then just I'll be on Discord and just communicate. We can choose a time just a little bit later to get everyone back and start the stream again.
good.
Yeah, we may have to restart the stream. And just an FYI, Maligan had an emergency, so if you are gonna stream, I can play, because I just couldn't do it with you know, on the computer that I'm doing production and hopping onto some weird computer.
Let's
It's too hard.
do here. I'm available for a little over an hour still. But yeah, so everyone watching right now, we're gonna send you all somewhere else, but we are gonna be picking up where we left off fairly soon. For the record, the scores right now are Angry Space Hares 4, Rage's Raiders 2 for one of the matches, and the other match, War Bunnies 4, Nachos 2. So both matches, the Angry Space Hares are at match point. So we're going to try to get the 2v2 against Rage's Raiders and the Codas against Nachos going just a little bit later.
Alright, we'll play a video and then we'll probably end the stream and then restart it when you're back, okay? Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no worries. That was fun. I'm gonna hang out with the team. Take a little break, powwow. Looks like I'm gonna have to do 2v2 and then pause.
Cheesy nachos. Agent Infinite silence. Angry Space Hares. Hold the boy.